हाँ क्लास स्टार्ट అవుతుంది ఇప్పుడే క్లాస్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది
Hi guys. So today is going to be your last class for the day, right? For the module. So we'll take it up in a like more of a revision perspective as well as doubt solving perspective, right? So we'll wait for a few more minutes for students to join and then we can get started. And meanwhile, you guys have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat. I'm having a look on the chat. Okay. Uh, yeah, I think the number of students that are joining got saturated. Okay. So great. I think you will get started with the class for today. Okay. So as yesterday, we'll be doing the same thing. Okay, we can do few questions on trees. Okay, so that you guys will be more comfortable with it, and we'll do few more questions on bit manipulation. Anything according to you guys. Okay, which one do you prefer? Trees before or bit manipulation before? Guys, tree. Chalo, we'll do tree. I can see some people wants tree more. Okay, great. Okay, guys. Like for few minutes, let's talk about any doubts, anything in general. Okay, if you have anything that you want to ask me or anything that you feel need guidance of, or anything that you want to learn out of anything, again, let me know. Anything, completely open. Stage is completely open. You can speak up. Take it. Or any doubts that you have, any specific question that you are not able to code. Okay. So such type of doubts also can appreciated. Bibhuti says you want for a hash set, bro. Come on, yeah. Hash set. I think I told in one of the class what is a hash set. Okay. So hash set is completely, it's not very different from hash map. Okay. Let me just write it down here. So you have something called hash map, right? So what is a hash map? It is a map. Map matlab key will be pointed to a value, right? It is a map that uses hashing, right? In the same way, you have something called hash set. So this is a set of elements. Okay, matlab set of keys, all are keys, no values, right? So it also uses hashing. So since it uses hashing, any value can be accessible in big of one time. Correct? Right? So like that is it, man. Like I can just show you set implements the set interface, right? Hash map implements the map interface, right? And right. So this is about the set. Okay, if you want me to code and show you, I can show that as well. Okay. So let me just show you all the methods for now. As said, if you go to any website like this, okay, I opened this already. See, I already told this in the class. Okay. So you can see that hash set extends the set, right? So you can see that like how do we add it? So we do it by add, right? If you want to remove all the elements, use the method clear, right? If you want to copy it, we use the method called clone, right? We have something called object contains, right? Empty, iterator, remove, size, right? Split. What is this? Split iterator. Okay. Cool. I don't know that. See, so this is the code, man. Like if you want me to just show you this, it's not a big deal. Okay? So like if you want to create a hash set, you can create it in this way, and you can specify which type of object you want into the hash set. If you don't specify it, any type of object will be put, right? So if you kind of print the hash set, right? If I run the script, okay, I need to import utils as well. See, you can see that like you have the values, unique values. For example, if I add one more 3 to it, okay. So if I add in the set, if I add one more 3, what do you think will happen? Do you think 3 will be duplicated? No, it is a hash set, right? So it won't be duplicated. Only one value will be present, right? So if there's another thing, if you want to print, right? So if you want to print, you can say hash set contains, right? There's a method called contains, where you can just specify key if this particular method if this particular element contains or not. So if it is 5, right, this will return true or false, right? So I'm just printing if like it contains true or false. You can see that it's true, right? 5 is present. So if I make it as 5f, right? 5f is not present. So you'll be getting false. That is it, man. This is a hash set. Okay. It's like a hash map. Again, it's like a hash map, but it uses the technique of hash map to use hashing to store, but there is no value. There's only keys that are present. Hana? Vibhuti, is that cool? Right. Left view of a binary tree, because you wanna get unmuted. एक बार. Right. So similar to this hash set, okay, you have tree set, right? So like I told this in some class, okay, I showed it as well. Okay, so that's it, man. Like it's not a mushkil concept. Okay, the reason why by sitting in the class I search Google is to show you how easy it is to, like, if you want to learn anything, how easy it is to just go to the Google and just search for it. Okay. So like once you become a software developer, it's not that you have everything in your mind. That is like even now bigger, like even this SD2s or SD3s, the senior engineers, the principal engineers also use Google. Okay. So software engineering is not about having everything in your mind. Okay. It is about knowing how to Google certain things. Okay. How to learn a particular thing. Right. If you want to learn something, how do you Google it? How do you choose between all the available resources and choose the best for you so that you can understand it better? अगर मुझे इस आर्टिकल से समझ नहीं आ रहा, if I feel that like properly it was not taught, then I can just open Geeks for Geeks, right? So अगर समझ लो मुझे Java में नहीं, मुझे Python में सीखना, so I'll be just writing Python here, right? If I want to learn what is tree set, I'll just click tree set and I can go for Java T point, right? You can see that tree set में everything will be sorted, right? So तुम देख सकते हो कि Ajay, lexicographically Ajay comes before Ravi and then Vijay comes, right? So in that way, agreed, guys, right? So you can learn anything, man. Like you need to learn this thing of Googling, right? So because most of the times, like if you're self-studying, okay, so the best teacher that you can have is yourself, obviously, but you also need some information from the world, and that is where Google comes into the picture, right? You need to know how to Google anything. Like if you want to learn any particular thing, right? So if you want to learn, like, they go like how to iterate how to iterate a array list in Java. If I click this, okay. So this is how I learned a whole, all the topics, all the new languages, okay. So Scala, if I am working, I don't know how to make array, so I'll just create how to create an array using Scala, right? I know the logic of the program, I know everything. It's just the syntax that I don't know, so I Google it. Okay, so this is one of the important skill that you need to learn. Okay, तो देखो यहाँ पे इतने सारे मेथड्स दे दिया. एक तो हमारा नॉर्मल गेट मेथड यूज करके अरे लिस्ट को आइटरेट कर सकते हैं, राइट? और एल्स लाइक अगेन द सेम थिंग, व्हाइल लूप यूज करके कर रहा है, राइट? वहां पे फॉर लूप यूज करके किया, राइट? देन द फॉर ईच लूप व्हिच आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड, राइट? There is another way of iterating. Okay. Next one is using an iterator. Okay. This is something which I didn't tell. Okay. So you can learn it. Okay. It's not a very big deal. Okay. So iterator basically moves in collections. Okay. Has next will be returning true if there's any other element after it, and next will be giving the next element. Bas itna hi hai. Like you can print it in this way, right? You can use lambda expressions, which also I didn't say, right? So there are multiple ways of doing iterations, right? So whichever you feel that is good, you can do it. Okay. So mere hisab se, if you're not doing anything with the index, okay, the first two methods are useless, right? If you're just working with the value, you can go for the for each loop because this is the most simplest loop, right? So if you can just access the element as I only, correct? You can just print it directly, or you can perform any operations with it directly, correct? So like हर चीज तुम ऐसे सीख सकते हो, right? That is what I like kind of put it into your mind by googling in front of you, right? Like at times I also search the questions in Google. ठीक है कि अगर ये क्वेश्चन करना है, I randomly go and search in the Google just to show you कि how to figure out if it is present or not. अगर GFG practice में नहीं है, go for the lead code in that way, right? So that is an important skills. ठीक है. So today we will be we'll be basically taking up the doubts. We'll be doing few questions in trees. We will be doing few questions in bit manipulation. I'll kind of provoke the thinking. I'll be doing some extra questions. Okay, because we have some time. Okay, so the syllabus is completed. Okay, we have some time, and yeah, it will be much easier now for you to like kind of brainstorm the things. Okay, cool, guys. Let's or kuch doubts hai? Any other doubts? I can see some chat. Is there any set values are sorted? Yeah, Rennie, I think I showed you, right? Reset. Similar है यार, मतलब थोड़ा सोच भी सकते हो खुद से एक बार कि हैश मैप है, उसका सॉर्टेड वर्जन हैश ट्री मैप है. सो हैश सेट का सॉर्टेड वर्जन क्या होगा? ट्री सेट होगा ना. In that way, you can think kind of few things you can think only on your own. Okay, and most of the time they will be correct, whatever you thought. Anything else, guys? कुछ भी? हाँ. How to identify a question of prefix sum sliding window hash map. ठीक है. Shefan, like if you had attended the classes, okay, like, and if you had done the questions of the topics, okay, you definitely find a kind of similarity in a particular set of questions, right? So if at all we are talking about, an array, right? So where they're talking about the frequency of element, which data, what topic will be you will be using, which DSA you will be using, guys. They say if they say कि कुछ frequency के साथ, मतलब frequency maximum frequency find करो of an element, right? ऐसे कुछ किया तो what you will be using? Definitely hash map. क्योंकि देखो इसका property देखो, like based on the requirement, ठीक है. hash map में कैसा होता था? Like hash map पे you have something called key value pair, right? So you can use the key to identify element and a value to identify its frequency. So तुम हमेशा ये चीज पक्का सोच सकते हो कि यहाँ पे मुझे hash map use करना ही है, correct? Right? So it's based on what the DSA is, what is the applications that you can solve using the particular DSA. Based on that, you will be looking at the requirement. अगर कोई और क्वेश्चन है, एक सेकेंड. Okay, like कोई और क्वेश्चन है where you are talking about sum of a range, ठीक है. तो इसमें तुम्हें सोचना पड़ेगा कि रेंज का सम चाहिए तुम्हें, मतलब इस रेंज से इस रेंज तक चाहिए या इस रेंज से इस रेंज तक चाहिए, ठीक है. तो ऑब्वियसली ऐसे चाहिए तो यू कैन जस्ट रन अ लूप एंड जस्ट सम देम, एक्यूमुलेट देम, राइट? वैसे तो कर ही सकते हैं. तो लेकिन द पॉइंट इज टू डिक्रीज द टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, राइट? सो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज कि for example, if you have a like if you store those values somewhere, okay, you can store that value in hash map as well, okay. You can store it in this way कि like from this मतलब till this node, okay. If you have the sum, if you stored the sum till this node, if you store the sum till this node, if you store the sum till this node, if you store the sum, okay. If you want the sum of only these two elements, it is more evident that ये चीज stored है और ये चीज उससे निकाल दूंगा, then I'll be getting the sum of these two things. So that is kind of thinkable thing, right? So the challenge is how to store, ठीक है, सबरे सम, ठीक है, how to store, ठीक है, how to store prefix sum against index, right? So that is the question, right? In this way, you can do both the things. You can use hash map. You can use like prefix sum is also a hash map, kind of hash map. It's an array, right? But it is kind of like a hash map because the index is kind of telling what is the sum till that point, correct? Guys, hello, is my voice clear now? Kuldeep? Sorry, thoda dur tha. Okay, like you can think of it in this way, right? तो इट्स लाइक कि इस पे तो तुम्हें हैश मैप यूज ही करना है, राइट? तो सबरे सम ऑफ रेंज पूछा तो लाइक यू विल बी गोइंग कि यू विल बी थिंकिंग कि इसमें क्या करना चाहिए, लाइक एवरी टाइम यू लुक एट अ क्वेश्चन जस्ट थिंक कि व्हाट आई शुड बी डूइंग इन अ ब्रूट फोर्स वे। जब तक तुम ब्रूट फोर्स नहीं लिखोगे तुम ऑप्टिमाइजेशन के बारे में सोच ही नहीं सकते, राइट? सो एवरी टाइम थिंक ऑफ द ब्रूट फोर्स वे कि ब्रूट फोर्स क्या है इसमें। फिर तुम ये चीज एलिमिनेट करो कि ब्रूट फोर्स अगर एन स्क्वायर है तो उसको एन में लाने के लिए या एन लॉग एन में लाने के लिए क्या चीज को एलिमिनेट करना चाहिए। तो एन स्क्वायर का एन में लाने के लिए एक लूप एलिमिनेट करना चाहिए। लूप एलिमिनेट करने के लिए मुझे बार बार कैलकुलेट नहीं करना चाहिए, तो मुझे इंस्टेंटली चाहिए ना कोई रेंज का सम, करेक्ट? तो उसके लिए मुझे सोचना पड़ेगा कि मुझे स्टोर करना चाहिए कहीं, राइट? स्टोर करना चाहिए, कैसे स्टोर करना चाहिए? ऐसे स्टोर करना चाहिए जिससे मुझे कॉन्स्टेंट टाइम में मिल जाएगा रेंज, so that I can use hash map for that, I can use array for that। क्यों, राइट? ऐसे सोचा मैंने, गाइस, राइट? अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है जिसमें बोला था कि लाइक मैक्सिमम साइज ऑफ द सब array with the particular property, राइट? मतलब लाइक मैक्सिमम साइज चाहिए या मिनिमम साइज चाहिए विद अंडर अ पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर्टी, मतलब अंडर अ कंडीशन, है, अंडर अ कंडीशन, ठीक है? मैक्सिमम साइज ऑफ द सब array लाइक चाहिए, तो उस केस में तुम क्या करोगे? लाइक ट्राई टू थिंक कि आई कैन पुट an element at here, ठीक है? I can put 2 pointers kind of thing, and I kind of try to expand my size of the subarray by increasing this particular pointer, this is I and this is j। तो मैं j को बढ़ाते जाऊंगा, साइज बढ़ते जाएगा, बट इट शुड बी अंडर अ कंडीशन, राइट? तो समझ लो सम की बात हुई थी, तो सम होता जाएगा, सम एक पॉइंट एक्सीड कर गया, ठीक है? सो you need to decrease it, correct? And the moment it comes under it, again you try to increase it। in that way you kind of, instead of going for n square approach, okay, you're going it for big of n approach using 2 pointers। this 2 pointers is nothing but called, like, this is a kind of a variable sliding window question। क्यों guys? This is a kind of variable sliding window question, right? Because you're increasing the window size, right? You're increasing the window size in this way, ठीक है? I यहाँ पे है, j यहाँ पे है, right? तुम like if at all some values like this, 2 वापस आ गया, 1 आ गया, 2 आ गया, something like this, right? So if you say कि sum should be less than k, ठीक है, लेकिन मैक्सिमम साइज चाहिए मुझे, in this case you definitely need to uh, take the smaller element, smaller subarray and try to increase the subarray size, ठीक है? j यहाँ पे पॉइंट करेगा, j यहाँ पे पॉइंट करेगा, j यहाँ पे पॉइंट करेगा, j यहाँ पे पॉइंट करेगा। I try to increase it as much as possible, ठीक है? लेकिन जैसे सम ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू k हो जाएगा, ठीक है, I'll try to decrease it। दिस इज द होल वेरिएबल स्लाइडिंग विंडो कॉन्सेप्ट, राइट? जो हम पहले से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, राइट? तो इस केस में तुम्हें पक्का ही वेरिएबल स्लाइडिंग विंडो यूज करना, कुछ नहीं यार, मतलब लाइक यू विल बी रनिंग अ लूप, दैट विल बी रनिंग, ठीक है? आउटर लूप होगा, एंड जैसे जैसे बढ़ रहा है यू कैन डू समथिंग लाइक दिस इज अ टेम्पलेट आई एम राइटिंग, ठीक है? एंड एट एनी पॉइंट इफ यू फाइंड दैट सम इज ग्रेटर देन k, ठीक है, तो व्हाइल सम इज ग्रेटर देन k, तब तक यू कीप ऑन डूइंग सम माइनस a of I and you do I plus plus, बस ये टेम्पलेट, ठीक है? तो चलो, सम एक कंडीशन हो गया, है ना? व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज अंडर ए कंडीशन, ठीक है? तो सम एक कंडीशन हो गया। अगर दूसरा कंडीशन ये हो सकता है कि यूनिक एलिमेंट्स बोल दिया, यूनिक एलिमेंट्स चाहिए, यूनिक एलिमेंट शुड बी लेस देन के, ऐसा बोला, तो हाउ डू यू गेट अ यूनिक एलिमेंट्स? सो दैट इज नथिंग बट हैश मैप का साइज, करेक्ट? सो इंस्टेड ऑफ द सम, नाउ यू विल बी प्लेइंग विद द हैश मैप का साइज। सो दिस क्वेश्चन बेसिकली सेज you need to use hash map plus sliding window, मतलब स्लाइडिंग विंडो मतलब वेरिएबल स्लाइडिंग विंडो, करेक्ट guys? Like is it kind of revising the things, मतलब kind of giving you a overview of all the ideas that we have discussed and did the questions on, correct? right? तो जैसे मैक्सिमम कॉस्ट वाला क्वेश्चन हो गया, उसमें मैक्सिमम कॉस्ट इतना ही दिया, बजट विद इन द बजट, ठीक है। तो बजट एक्सीड कर रहा है तो तुम छोटा करोगे, लेकिन बजट के अंदर आ गया तो वापस बड़ा करोगे, राइट। एट द एंड यू विल जस्ट नोट विच इज द लॉन्गेस्ट सब अरे, करेक्ट, दैट इज पॉसिबल, राइट। तो वही यार, मतलब बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट यू थिंक कि क्या करना चाहिए, राइट। करेक्ट विभूति, इट्स करेक्ट, ठीक है। अगर समझ लो, shall I go a little slow? I think I'm going a little fast. बताओ, ठीक है। शेफान, ओके, लेट्स सी, ठीक है। तो देखो, वापस रिवाइज करने दो, लेट मी गो लिटिल स्लो दिस टाइम, ठीक है। तो मैंने बोला कि अगर कोई एरेस में क्वेश्चंस पूछा तुमसे, राइट, सबसे पहले व्हाट यू विल बी थिंकिंग इज, यू विल बी थिंकिंग ऑफ अ ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच। you should be in a position to think of a brute force approach, ठीक है। तुम डायरेक्टली ऑप्टिमाइज्ड अप्रोच बता दोगे इंटरव्यूअर को, इट इज अ नेगेटिव थिंग, ठीक है। दैट इज द टेम्पलेट ऑफ द इंटरव्यू, करेक्ट। तो ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच सोचा तुमने, एन क्यूब या एन स्क्वायर हो गया। नाउ योर आइडिया शुड बी कि हाउ शैल आई रिड्यूस द एन स्क्वायर का टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी टू एन, और टू एन log n, or to anything less than that, correct। Now my question is कि how do I do it, ठीक है। So definitely if you want to decrease the time complexity, most of the times अगर most of the times I'm saying कि अगर कोई ऑप्टिमाइजेशन बचा नहीं है without using the space, then you should use the space। ये एक आइडिया है, right, because space and time work in a inverse way, right। so अगर मैं टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी को ऑप्टिमाइज करना चाहता हूँ, स्पेस थोड़ा बढ़ जाएगा, right। so if at all it reaches the saturation of optimization, right। so so what I'm saying is कि if at all I want to, like, there's a question that is given, it says कि can you tell me what is the maximum frequency of the element, I mean maximum frequency of the element, or which element has the maximum frequency, something like that। तो उस केस के लिए एक मेथड ब्रूट फोर्स मेथड हो गया कि एक एक वैल्यू पे जाओ, एक और लूप चलाओ और फाइंड करो उसका फ्रीक्वेंसी कितना है, राइट। तो उस तरह से कर सकते हो, इसको भी एन स्क्वायर में कर सकते हो, राइट। तो तुमने सोचा कि स्पेस कैसे बढ़ाऊं जिससे टाइम कम हो जाएगा, तो उसके लिए आई जस्ट चूज कि आई कैन यूज हैश मैप, बिकॉज हैश मैप हैज अ यूनिक प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ की वैल्यू पेयर, है ना। सो बिग ऑफ वन टाइम में की मिल जाएगा मुझे, है ना गाइस। करेक्ट। so big of one may you will be getting the key and then you can get the value, correct। so what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is ki like using this particular data type can reduce your time complexity to the great extent, क्योंकि तुम्हें बार बार चेक नहीं करना पड़ेगा पूरा वैल्यू पूरा एरे में, राइट। so you can just run it once and you can maintain a hash map जो बता, जिसमें अपडेट करता रहोगे। एक और बार 1 मिल गया तो इसको 3 कर दो, एक और बार पहली बार 2 मिला तो इसको 1 करो, इन दैट वे, करेक्ट। तो ऐसे करते रहना, राइट। and you are completely sure that you will be using a hash map, right। so like frequency बोला कभी, k frequency बोला, ऐसे something like that, you should always use a hash map, ठीक है। that is point number 1, ठीक है। point number 2 is कि अगर समझ लो सब अरे सम ऑफ रेंज ऐसे बोला, तो you should be, again you should not be calculating it in big of n square, है ना, you should be reducing it to big of n। वो कैसे करूंगा, तो सिंपल आइडिया ये है कि if I have any mechanism to store what is the sum from starting element till this particular point, from starting element till this particular point, from starting element till this particular point, ठीक है, in that way for every element I can easily find इस particular range में like what is the sum, ठीक है। and guys there is nothing wrong in spending some time in thinking for the solution, ठीक है। ऐसा नहीं कि क्वेश्चन देते ही तुम्हारे मुंह से ऐसे निकलना चाहिए आंसर, ऐसे नहीं होता, ठीक है। like that is not what I'm expecting from you guys, ठीक है। ऐसे निकलेगा तो like you guys मतलब वो तो पॉसिबल नहीं है, बिकॉज तुम लोग बस 4-5 दिन ही क्या रहते एक एक टॉपिक, राइट। सो दैट इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम यू, ठीक है। यू माइट बी experience a lot like if you do DSA for 1 year or 2 years, then you might be reaching a level of expertise where you'll be able to do that, but right now it's completely fine as a fresher to spend some time thinking about the solution, various solutions. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि मैं ये कर दूंगा और जब इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की बारी आई तो पता चलता है कि वो गलत है, राइट? ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, मैंने तो ये सोचा ही नहीं, ऐसे नहीं लगना चाहिए। पहले पूरे दिमाग में सोचो, उसके बाद इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए बैठो, राइट? तो मैं ये नहीं बोला 100% सोचना चाहिए, लेकिन 80% तो सोच के ही चलना चाहिए, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में बाकी 20% क्लियर होगा, राइट? तो सबरे सब में लाइक दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज नथिंग बट यू कैन यूज अ हैश मैप जो इंडेक्स को और उसका सम टिल दैट इंडेक्स को स्टोर करेगा, राइट? या यू कैन यूज एन array which is also doing the same thing, 1 1 plus 3 1 plus 3 plus 5, correct? In that way, same thing na? So that is called prefix game, right? So you'll be using prefix in this template of questions, right? अगर कोई क्वेश्चन ऐसा बोला कि मैक्सिमम साइज ऑफ सबअरे बताओ या मिनिमम साइज ऑफ सबअरे बताओ अंडर ए कंडीशन, उसके लिए आई और जे, है ना, ये दोनों को वेरी करना होगा, राइट? सो आई को इफ यू इंक्रीज द साइज ऑफ द सबअरे विल डिक्रीज, ठीक है? जे को इफ यू इंक्रीज द साइज ऑफ द सबअरे विल इंक्रीज, राइट? एंड ठीक है, एंड दैट्स हाउ इट इज, ठीक है? सो लाइक बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट, अगर मिनिमम पूछा तो हमेशा मिनिमम करने की कोशिश करते रहोगे, राइट? लाइक इफ इट इज मतलब अंडर अ कंडीशन यू विल मेक द कंडीशन वर्क एंड देन यू ट्राई टू मिनिमाइज द साइज, ठीक है? अगर मैक्सिमम करने बोला तो जब तक वो कंडीशन सैटिस्फाई हो तब तक तुम बढ़ाते जाओगे, राइट? सो हाउ डू यू डू इट? आई टोल्ड यू दिस टेम्पलेट, राइट? यूजिंग दिस टेम्पलेट, एक one pointer will be moving, right? So that this increases the size, the other pointer will be moving, this will be decreases the size, right? So ऐसे ही होने वाला है यार, ठीक है? So एक बार सोचो इसके बारे में कि कैसे like once the condition is satisfied, ठीक है, यहाँ पे the condition will be satisfied, so you can just use it I minus j plus 1, ये लेंथ है, कहीं भी रख सकते हो तुम, मैक्सिमम निकालना तो मैक्सिमम निकालो, मिनिमम निकालना तो मिनिमम निकाल लो, राइट? whatever, correct? Is it making sense guys? राइट? अगर कोई बोला कि यूनिक एलिमेंट चाहिए तो उस केस में यू नो दैट हैश मैप में लाइक इफ यू क्रिएटेड समथिंग लाइक दिस, अ फ्रीक्वेंसी मैप बना दिया, सो दिस गाय काइंड ऑफ टेल्स व्हाट आर द नंबर ऑफ यूनिक एलिमेंट्स, करेक्ट? This will tell the number of unique elements that are present in the particular subarray in which you have created the hash map. You can use of this, ठीक है? तो कंडीशन ऐसे भी बन सकता है, नॉट नेसेसरली सम ना, कंडीशन में ये भी बोल सकता है कि लेस देन के एलिमेंट्स होना चाहिए, राइट? इक्वल टू के एलिमेंट्स होना चाहिए, समथिंग लाइक दैट, राइट? तो उस केस में तुम ऐसे करोगे, राइट? अगर इक्वल टू बोला, ठीक है, तो इसी कोड को तुम k-1 के लिए चलाओ और दोनों के बीच में सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दो, करेक्ट? Are you guys able to connect the dots? Right? So it's not just the length, you can count the way arrays as well. Count करने के लिए, like I told you, right? J minus I will be the number of new arrays that are formed using the jth element, correct? Something like that you can. So it's all about this template. This is the template, ठीक है? You can use it in whichever way, ठीक है? Based on the condition. Condition तुम्हें change करना है तो ये वाला part change करो और ये वाला part change करो और ये वाला part change करो, लेकिन ऐसे ही होने वाला है, एक बढ़ेगा एक छोटा होता रहेगा, right? So similarly, this question comes like maximum cost to convert a string and within the budget. इस question में ऐसे करोगे, right? So ऐसे questions में you will be doing such things, correct? Guys, is this making sense? है ना? So basically, like we have covered almost all the questions that we have discussed, right? Except few minor changes, right? But the question is कि what do you want to do, right? So अगर कोई बोला कि fixed size दिया, ठीक है? Fixed size दिया, k size of subarray लेना है, ठीक है? And you need to find, कुछ भी हो सकता है, right? Like it's an n-sized array. At k size का subarrays कितने, like count the number of subarrays that are satisfying a particular condition, or count tell me the sum of all k size subarray. ये क्वेश्चन पूछा तुमसे, राइट? तो तुम क्या करोगे? आई होगा, जे होगा, दोनों के बीच में डिस्टेंस हमेशा k रखोगे, राइट? This is a classic sliding window question. This is not variable sliding window question. It is completely evident कि you should be using sliding window. That sliding window क्या बोलता है, right? It says that I plus plus करना and J plus plus भी करना साथ में, ठीक है? और जब J plus plus किया, इसका मतलब सम में ऐड करो J को, लेकिन जब I plus plus करने के पहले सम से हटाओ I को, उसके बाद प्लस प्लस करो, right? This is the template of sliding window, right? So J का वैल्यू ये यहाँ पे है and I का वैल्यू यहाँ पे, I का वैल्यू यहाँ पे आएगा, J का वैल्यू यहाँ पे आएगा, right? Same thing goes here. I का वैल्यू यहाँ पे आएगा, J का वैल्यू यहाँ पे आएगा, same thing goes here, right? I का वैल्यू यहाँ पे आएगा, J का वैल्यू यहाँ पे आएगा, right? Like you're kind of including this element and you're excluding this element, right? So instead of just calculating the whole sum, जिसके लिए big of n into k लगेगा time, you're eliminating this k by just doing it once, and then you're moving this element forward so that you're adding one element and you're removing one element, correct? Right? So like based on the requirement, you will be thinking ki which algorithm you will be using, है ना? So Abhinav is saying ki what if there are negative numbers, which approach we should use? Abhinav, right? So we have discussed this thing, if you remember, ठीक है? अगर negative number है, ठीक है? इसका मतलब the assumption you're doing, ये है ना assumption हमारा variable size में maximum, देखो greater the size of सब है, ठीक है? सबरे जितना बढ़ाओगे उतना सम बढ़ेगा, सबरे साइज ऑफ द सबरे जितना कम करोगे उतना कम होगा सम, करेक्ट? दिस इज द assumption that you are using while you are doing variable sliding window questions. Agreed, bro? Abhinav, correct? So this thing will fail if at all there are negative numbers. अगर नेगेटिव नंबर्स है, ठीक है, सो दिस थिंग विल फेल बिकॉज साइज बढ़ाओगे लेकिन नेगेटिव नंबर आ गया तो सम कम हो जाएगा ना. सो नेगेटिव नंबर्स में यू डोंट यूज दिस. तो तुम ये चीज स्पेसिफिकली पूछो इंटरव्यूअर से कि सर कैन आई एक्सपेक्ट द नेगेटिव नंबर्स टू बी प्रेजेंट इन द अरे और नॉट. इफ ही सेज यस, डोंट गो फॉर दिस मेथड, करेक्ट? ओनली लाइक बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट, ठीक है? अगर पॉजिटिव नंबर्स ही है तभी ये चलेगा, राइट? So you can just say कि only the positive numbers case I can optimize it to this extent, or else I can like I'll be doing it in the brute force way or in the next better way, that is using a hash map, right? So that is the point. Like you should understand what you're using, right? When you're doing variable sliding window, when you're doing J++, okay, and you're making the I constant, okay, then you're doing I++ and then you're making the J constant, which means that इस केस में size बढ़ा रहा है, इस केस में size कम हो रहा है, right? तो उसमें सम बढ़ रहा है और सम कम हो रहा है. With this assumption only you're working, right? So you should realize कि what you're doing when you're doing something, right? So using that as the technique, using that as the tool only, you'll be approaching any problem, right? How to handle with edge cases? Like edge cases बहुत specific होता है. We can't put a general template to any edge cases, ठीक है? Edge cases में ये होगा यार, you just identified, ठीक है? जैसे range sum immutable में you have identified that you simply can't do prefix of j minus prefix of I minus j, I minus 1, right? You can't do this to get the sum of I to j, right? To get the sum of I to j, okay, you can't do this if I is not equal to 0, only then you will be doing this, right? क्योंकि I 0 हो गया तो ये -1 हो जाएगा, तो -1 का तो कुछ होना नहीं चाहिए, this should be 0, but you can't specify कि prefix of -1 should be 0. So उस केस को हैंडल करने के लिए you will be just writing sum of I to j is nothing but prefix of j, है ना? So ये एक edge case हो गया, ठीक है? So edge case के लिए थोड़ा स्मार्ट होना पड़ेगा तुम लोग को. Like we can't put a general thing like that, general template for this. You need to think कि कौन सा केस में फेल होगा, वही केस हमारा, ठीक है guys? shall we do some questions? कुछ और पूछना तुम लोग को? Anything general? Narratory, right? So we'll see, man. Like narratory का कुछ है नहीं, ठीक है? We can do subtree or not, ठीक है? Definitely we'll do that next, ठीक है? Bit manipulation questions, cool. We'll do that. ठीक है, guys. My question to you, हाँ, we were discussing this question. Did anyone try to think कि कैसे होगा ये? Find the largest value in the tree. My interview question. Round 1 Amazon interview question. Right. So let me remind you guys, how did I did this question? Okay. So in this question, like any number you give, okay, try to get the, like I've seen that like it's the binary representation. You can see that like initially it will be 1, okay, because every binary number should start with 1 from that position, okay. And then if you go left, it will be 0. If you go right, it will be 1, right? So any number you give, it could be like this, something like this. I can just find it out. 1 है, उसके बाद I'm here, so I'm at 1. वापस 1 आया, so I'll go to right. वापस 0 आया, I'll go here. ठीक है, वापस 1 आया, I'll go to right, and I can see that it is null, so I'll return false. So in that way, I've created a find function. Correct? Correct. My question is ki find the largest value. This is the third question. You can find the largest value in the tree, in this particular tree. How to print lists of integers? Bro, Ansari, did you try it? कैसे करता है? शायद काफी बार किया था हम ये चीज, ग्रुप एनाग्राम्स में सब में किया था ना. कोशिश किया कि एक बार करने की. How to find the largest value in the tree? Anyone? I'm just keeping the like I'm giving the permission to unmute yourself. एक बार डिस्कस कर सकता हूँ, कोई भी आ जाओ स्टेज पे और एक बार डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. सर मैं ऐसे सोच रहा हूँ, क्या मैं सही सोच रहा हूँ या गलत सोच रहा हूँ, या किस केस के लिए फेल होगा, ऐसा कुछ भी यू कैन आस्क. Hello? Hello, I've given you guys the permission to unmute yourself. ठीक है? Completely. ठीक है? So try to unmute yourself.
Uday?
Yeah, hi, who's this?
Yeah, it's Dinesh here.
Hi, Dinesh.
Yeah, so Uday, this will be the binary search tree. So is it possible like the largest value which we are searching for will be available on right subtree only?
No, not necessarily ना. देखो, right subtree पे कैसे होगा? देखो यहाँ पे, like which subtree are you talking about? This subtree?
Yeah, like the right subtree totally.
नहीं, not necessarily. See this is on the left subtree ना. See, this is the largest element. 10 is the large. What is this element? 10, right? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I put 11, 11 will be the largest. If I put 12, 12 will be the largest. How can you say कि it will always be on the right part, right side? It's not necessarily correct, right? मतलब you can't even say. Even I was thinking something like this कि मैं पूरा right होता जाऊंगा, लेकिन वो भी पॉसिबल नहीं है. देख सकते हो तुम right होता जाओगे, like you'll be finding 7 as the answer, maximum value. But that is not the case ना. 10 is the maximum value that is present in the tree ना.
Yeah, right,
So,
right.
सर इसको
मैं भी
ऐसे
कुछ ऐसे सोचा था कि मैं पहले सबसे राइट जाऊंगा, फिर राइट नहीं हुआ तो उस एक लेफ्ट जाऊंगा, या एक बार पीछे जाके एक बार राइट लेफ्ट जाऊंगा. So it's again DFS ना. It's again big of n, correct? Which I don't want. Yeah, anyone?
सर हेलो सर.
Yeah, hi.
अथर्व हियर.
So
सर
guys,
इसको ऐसे कर सकते हैं.
अथर्व, एक सेकंड ऐसे. I think थोड़े लोग को पता नहीं है ये क्वेश्चन, ठीक है?
Okay,
क्योंकि कल लोग ज्वाइन नहीं किए, तो एक बार क्विकली रिवाइज कर देता हूँ. क्वेश्चन इज, दिस इज द सेकंड क्वेश्चन that is asked in my interview of round 1 Amazon, right? The question is ki you are given a tree, it's a complete binary tree. Let me write it. And complete binary tree ka like level order traversal is this 1 होगा, 2 होगा, 3 होगा, 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. ठीक है, इस तरह से है. ठीक है, right? So since it is in this way, ठीक है, so I'm supposed to write a function that is find, which will take an integer and it will find if that particular value is present or not in less than big of n time. Big of n में तो DFS हो जाएगा, right? But मैंने ये सोचा, ये देखा कि इसका बाइनरी रिप्रेजेंटेशन अगर मैं निकालूंगा, जो भी होगा, right? I can just put 1 as here, ठीक है, and if at all it's 1, I'll move to 1 right side. If it is 0, I'll move to left. If it is 1, I'll move to right. If it is 0, then I'll move to 0, right? In that way, at any point, if it is null after this particular string is completed, then I can say that it is false, right? So how did I do it? I can easily do it by running a loop, for 32 elements, 32 bits से मैं एक बार loop बना के I can create a mask, right? And I can check like when it is 1 for the first time. फिर वहां से I can just keep on doing it till it is 0. I mean till the mask is 0, and I can just keep on checking if it is 0 or 1. Based on that, I can do the I can make the variable, reference variable, to move left or right, correct? So in that way I found the value, right? Yeah, Atharva, continue. So that is the question. The third question is ki find the largest value in this tree. Okay.
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
So initially we can do like we can find the depth of the tree. So like which left root या right root किसका ज्यादा है वो हम पहले सर्च करेंगे. If in case
depth कैसे find करोगे वो भी बता दो.
वही सर, मतलब वो फंक्शन रहता है ना, हाइट का एक फंक्शन बनाएंगे उसमें.
अरे नहीं भाई, देखो मतलब आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग कि अगर तुम हाइट का फंक्शन बना रहे हो, राइट, इट इज हाइट का फंक्शन तो बिग ऑफ एन में चलेगा, तो ऑलरेडी तुम्हारा टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो गया ना.
ओके सर.
ना तो हाइट का फंक्शन क्या करेगा, मैक्सिमम लेता रहेगा हर जगह से. तो इन अ वे यू आर ट्रैवर्सिंग द होल ट्री. वही तो नहीं करना तुम्हें. वैसे तो मैं डीएफएस ही कर लूंगा सीधा, है ना.
यस सर.
सोचो हाइट कैसे फाइंड करूंगा, करेगा. It's a complete binary tree, I'm telling again and again.
So what if you traverse only the left node of
Correct.
every...
That is correct.
Yes sir.
बस हमेशा while temp dot left is not equals to null, तो temp equals to temp dot left ऐसे करते जाओ, हो गया. You'll find the height and तुम h++ करते जाना. Correct bro?
Yes sir.
है ना, हो गया ना. देखो, it's a complete binary tree. It means that it's not necessary कि last node will be on the last part, but I'm sure that this node, wherever the leftmost node is, that is the last level. Do you agree?
Yes sir.
तो ये हो गया ना, ये हाइट मिल गया ना हमको लेस देन n में, बिग ऑफ h में मिल गया ना.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
बिग ऑफ log n में मिल गया, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. करेक्ट. अब बताओ
सर, देन जिस नोड का मतलब जिस साइड सब ट्री का हाइट ज्यादा आएगा उसका हम पहले रूट लेंगे.
कौन सी सब ट्री, व्हाट सब ट्रीज आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट? दिस सब ट्री एंड दिस सब ट्री.
यस सर.
तो ऑब्वियसली इसका ही ज्यादा आएगा मोस्ट ऑफ द
यस
केसेस,
सर, जिसका
या दोनों का इक्वल आएगा.
यस सर. सो अब हमको लार्जेस्ट एलिमेंट फाइंड आउट करना है ना सर. सो
तो दोनों के इक्वल आ गया तो
सर फिर देन वी विल प्रीफर राइट वन.
ओके, राइट वन करो फिर.
एंड इफ इन केस समझो इस केस में जैसे हमारा लेफ्ट ट्री का डेप्थ ज्यादा है, तो इनिशियली हम रूट डॉट लेफ्ट लेंगे एंड देन वी विल गो टिल रूट डॉट राइट नॉट इक्वल टू नल. सो एक तो ये एग्जैक्टली सबसे आखिरी वाला जो राइट वैल्यू रहेगा वो सबसे हाईएस्ट रहेगा, या फिर उस नोड उस रूट नोड का लेफ्ट वाला सबसे हाईएस्ट रहेगा.
बट अगेन लाइक व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, लाइक आर यू ट्रैवर्सिंग एवरी नोड, राइट?
नो सर, नॉट एवरी नोड, जस्ट द राइटेस्ट नोड एंड लास्ट सेकंड वाले का लेफ्ट नोड बस.
Like how do you know कि इतना ही levels है? Like you can have multiple levels as well, right? My question to you is कि एक बार बताओ कि if you have a tree like this, तो उस केस में you're just saying कि like इसी केस के लिए बताओ कि let's talk about a bigger tree, right? 8 है, 9 है, 10 है, right? You have 11, right? बस इतना ही समझ नहीं, वरना let me make it even bigger. 13, 14, 15, 16, ठीक है, you can say 17. अभी बताओ कैसे करोगे?
यस सर, अभी देखो सर, इसमें समझो आपने जैसे कहा हाइट से पहले डेप्थ निकालेंगे इसकी, जो
ठीक है।
सबसे लेफ्ट सब ट्री आएगा, जो 2 का ब्रांच है नीचे, उसकी
हाँ।
सबसे ज्यादा आएगी। सो उसके बाद हम लास्ट उस पर ट्रैवल करेंगे, जिसका
इस पे?
मतलब नहीं सर, जिसका मतलब कैसे मुझे आ रहा है समझा till
Right, you're
8.
saying कि like you figured out कि this subtree, left
Yes,
subtree
sir.
will have since the left subtree has the more height than right subtree,
Yes,
the
sir.
maximum node is here. That is okay, clear. But again, how do you reach to that node? How do you know? ये यहाँ भी हो सकता है ना, ये भी तो हो सकता है, यहाँ पे 18 भी हो सकता है. How do you know कि किस पोजीशन पे है, किस नोड का पोजीशन पे है? यहाँ पे 4 हो गया, समझ लो और भी बहुत बड़ा ट्री है, तब क्या करोगे? है ना?
थोड़ा जंबल हो जाएगा इस केस में।
देखो 0 1 0 1, इट्स ऑलवेज लाइक दिस, ठीक है। इसका बिट रिप्रेजेंटेशन देखोगे, इट इज 1 0, इसका बिट रिप्रेजेंटेशन 1 1, राइट? इसका यू आर जस्ट काइंड ऑफ अपेंडिंग 1 एट द एंड. यू अंडरस्टूड दिस थिंग, राइट?
Yes,
1
sir.
0 0 1 0 1, right? The same way 1 1 0 1 1 1, right? The same way 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1, right? And the same way 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1, यहाँ पे 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1, right? Same thing goes here. यहाँ पे 0 गलत, right? So this is how it is, right? So shall I tell the solution, guys? और किसी को डिस्कशन करना है, बताओ. Harish, you wanna contribute to anything? Like I didn't get you what you messaged, so if you wanna contribute, it's fine. Yeah, you can come up. No, definitely not, Abhishek. You're just given the route, na? You're just given the route. So, and there's only one way to go from one value to other value, है ना? You don't have previous का value, right? It's not a doubly linked. हाँ, cool. So देखो, shall I tell you the solution, guys? Shall I? ठीक है. तो मैं भी ऐसे ही था, मैं भी ऐसे तुम लोग जो भी सोच रहे हो ये सब सोचा. फिर इंटरव्यूअर ने मुझे एक चीज बोला कि ब्रो एक बार बता, this is an extension of the second question, right? So he just said, just try to use this function which you created in the last question. Try to use this function to get the answer. बस हो गया, मैंने कर दिया. फिर this was the hint that is given by him. Yes, correct. ठीक है. So इस point पे you can have 2 power 0 number of nodes. इस point पे you can have 2 power 1 number of nodes. Listen to the solution, guys. इस point पे you can have 2 power 2 number of nodes. इस point पे you can have 2 power 3 maximum number of nodes. Maximum, this is the maximum. Only then it is called a complete binary tree. Do you guys agree? Guys? Right? So what I'm saying is कि you can easily find the height of the tree. तो बहुत easily find कर दिया. Like someone just said, right? Harish has helped me to find the height of the tree. तो height पता चल गया मुझे, ठीक है. The total number of nodes is nothing but 2 power 4 minus 1, right? Maximum इतना ही हो सकता है. Do you agree, guys? So that is nothing but 2 power जो भी है, like h plus 1 minus 1 number of nodes. If you consider this as h, right? I think 2 power h minus 1 number of nodes at max. करेक्ट. तो मैंने ये किया, मैंने थोड़ा अलग किया, बट आई टेल यू द सॉल्यूशन व्हिच इज मच बेटर देन दैट. ठीक है, मतलब बेटर नहीं, नॉट टाइम फॉर्म, इंप्लीमेंटेशन वाज सिंपलर है, राइट. सो आई जस्ट व्हाट आई नीड टू डू इज 1 होगा, 1 से लेकर 2 पर h तक वैल्यूज हो सकता है, because these are the number of nodes, correct, right. So मतलब भाई 2 पर h minus 1 number of nodes है, so 2 पर h number of values हो सकता है. Do you agree? h minus 1 number of values हो सकता है, right? Do you agree? तो देखो ना, like अगर समझ लो at max अगर ये level है भी नहीं, you will be having 1 से 7 तक, correct. So it is h3 है, तो it is 2 पर 3 minus 1, correct, right. So बस हो गया यार, गेम ओवर. तो अभी आई विल बी जस्ट चेक, आई विल बी जस्ट अप्लाइंग बाइनरी सर्च, ठीक है. बिकॉज एक चीज तो मैं ये कर सकता हूँ कि हर एक नोड प्रेजेंट है कि नहीं वो चेक कर सकता हूँ, ठीक है. h-1 प्रेजेंट है कि नहीं, आई कैन यूज दिस फंक्शन, ठीक है. लॉग एंड टाइम में आई कैन फाइंड this is working in log and time, right? So in log and time I can find कि if that value is present or not. So I can do it linearly कि ये value present है कि नहीं, ये value present है कि नहीं, ये value present है कि नहीं, I can do it. वरना I can use binary search on this, ठीक है. So I can create mid, ठीक है. जैसे इस केस में 10 plus 1 by 2, that is nothing but 5. Is 5 present? Yes, 5 is present, ठीक है. So मैं low को 6 कर दिया और हाई को वही रखा, क्या रखा था, 15 रखा था, है ना. So 15, sorry I should, okay, let me write it in a much clear manner. बहुत ही सिंपल तरीके से लिखता हूँ यहाँ पर. देखो पहला चीज है कि you have this particular tree which is a special type of tree. There's a like it's a binary, no, it's a binary tree with level out or traversal as natural numbers. It's a complete binary tree, right? You created a function which will find a number in log n time in this tree. Big of log n में वो बता देगा कि ये particular value exist करता कि नहीं. तो मुझे पता है कि 2 पर 0 होगा, 2 पर 1 होगा, 2 पर 2 होगा, 2 पर 3 होगा, right? So मुझे पता है कि the total number of nodes, since I know the height, left जाऊंगा तो I know the height. So it will be in the range. Maximum number of nodes will be in the range 1, 2, 3 till 2 पर h minus 1. h को मैं easily calculate कर दूंगा log n time में, just by going to the left. That will be the h, right? So what I'm saying is कि अगर समझ लो h यहाँ पे देखो h 4 है, right? h is equals to 4. It means that 2 पर 4 minus 1, that is nothing but 15. 15 number of nodes हो सकता है. तुम देखो यहाँ पे 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 number of nodes हो सकता है, right? So 1 से लेकर 15 number of nodes could be present at max, right? So I can just apply binary search on this, ठीक है. 8 search करूंगा, 8 will be the first middle value. Is 8 present? I can use this function, ठीक है. Yes, no, 8 is not present, right? So मेरा high का value को यहाँ पे कर दिया. Sorry, 8 is present. Sorry, 8 is present ना. I'm sorry. 8 को ये ढूंढ लेगा log n time में. So my high value, my low value will be this one, right? This will be 8. So now I will be doing 8 plus 15 by 2. कितना हो गया guys ये? 8 plus 15 by 2 कितना हुआ? 23 by 2, right? That is 11, right? So is 11 present? No, 11 is not present, right? So I'll be updating my high value to 10. Now 8 will be my low and 10 will be my high. So it is 9. 9 is present. Yes, 9 is present. So I'll update it. So it will be 9, right? So उसके बाद next update में I'll be just getting, now I'll be updating it as 10 plus 10 by 2. So it is cool. I can just get कि 10 is present, correct? Right? So you can just apply the binary search on the range instead of searching for each and every value linearly. मैं search कर सकता हूँ, मैं पीछे से जाकर linearly search कर सकता हूँ, but that is very bad ना. That will give me n log n time if I do it linearly. So I choose binary search to check if this value is present or not, right? if a greater value is present or not, if a lesser value is present, always I need to try what is the greater value ऐसे ऐसे find करता रहूंगा. फिर जैसे greater value मिलेगा, जैसे ही end हो जाएगा search space, it's over. So this is linear search. What is the time complexity? Now you guys will be telling what is the time complexity. Can anyone tell me what is the time complexity? It should be log n square, because log n is for the binary search that you are applying. For each element, you are taking log n time to search for it, so it is log n square. Agreed, guys? बस हो गया Amazon का interview, right? It's all about हाँ. See, पहले एक बार मैं h को find कर लिया ना, तो h won't be considered because log n square is much greater, so cool, है ना? Every value को like I did it using log, लेकिन मैंने थोड़ा different तरीके से किया. मैं interview में थोड़ा अलग किया, ठीक है? And interviewer said कि हाँ, even your method works, ठीक है? So he was satisfied with that also, ठीक है? तो मैंने क्या किया? Instead of searching for all the values from 1 to 2h minus 1, I only searched from 2h minus 1 to 2h minus 1. I just searched, I did only binary search on this part. 8 से 15 के बीच में ही किया था मैं. Correct? Guys, मैंने यही चीज किया था, ठीक है? और I did the मतलब फिर भी टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी इतना ही होता है, क्योंकि ये at max this could be n by 2, है ना? You can always see कि लास्ट लेवल पूरा सब लेवल्स का लाइक एक ज्यादा होगा, मतलब पूरा सब बाकी सब लेवल्स का सम से एक ज्यादा होगा, राइट? So this like I did this in the exam, ठीक है? But I am telling this in the right now in the class because it is the same thing, right? It is a binary search that you are applying, correct? तो इसके हिसाब से n by log n by 2 into log n होगा, but इसके हिसाब से log n, it's same thing, right? So that's how I did it, guys. This is the question, the third and final most question of Amazon. Correct? Any doubts? Hello? I don't know if this link is present or not. This is the question that is asked me in an interview. है ना? तो क्वेश्चन कोड नहीं कराया था, like it's like कि coder pad में कोड करा दिया. So I never try to find it because I have this question so embedded in my mind कि I never find it, and this is sufficient is what I felt. लेकिन implement करके एक बार देखो कैसे हो रहा है, right? क्योंकि implementation में थोड़ा like you'll feel the heat, है ना? Because you're doing bit manipulation और tree एक साथ कर रहे हो, फिर binary search और tree एक साथ कर रहे हो, है ना? कोई है जिसको डाउट है, अभी भी समझ नहीं आया इस अप्रोच? देखो इसी को लाइक हाउ आई एम यूजिंग दिस थिंग, लाइक आई एम नॉट इवन बॉदर्ड कि वो कैसे काम कर रहा है एट सम पॉइंट. मैं बस उसको यूज कर रहा हूँ टू फाइंड अ वैल्यू इफ इट इज प्रेजेंट और नॉट इन अ लॉग एंड टाइम. सो कोड ऐसे कुछ होने वाला है. देखो गाइस, कोड समथिंग इज गोइंग टू बी लाइक दिस, लाइक इट्स नॉट द एग्जैक्ट कोड, लेकिन कोड ऐसे कुछ होने वाला है ना. एल पहले 1 होगा, h होगा, पहले h मत बोलो, हाई बोलो इसको, है ना? हाई बोलो, 2 पर h minus 1 होगा, है ना? लो एंड हाई, राइट? तो आई विल कैलकुलेट द मिड, लो प्लस हाई प्लस 2 कर दो, बाई 2 कर दो अभी के लिए, लाइक वरना तुमको पता कैसे करना है. तो बस देख लो, इफ फाइंड मिड इज ट्रू, इट मींस दैट कि इट इज प्रेजेंट, सो यू विल डू लो इक्वल्स टू मिड प्लस 1, राइट? एंड यू पुट दिस एज द आंसर, मिड एज द आंसर फॉर नाउ, ठीक है? एल्स अगर नहीं मिला तो यू जस्ट डू हाई इक्वल्स टू मिड माइनस 1. सिंपल कोड, बस इतना ही है कोड. हाँ guys, isn't this the code? Correct? देखो लाइक कोडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म पे नहीं कराती है Amazon, ठीक है? Amazon मतलब interviews में there's something called coder paid or coder paid or something. ठीक है, coder paid. Like it is basically like कि तुम जो भी कोड लिख रहे हो interviewer can see it directly, right? So I did all these questions in 1 hour, less than 1 hour actually. ठीक है, तो ऐसा है. तो अभी भी 10 मिनट और, मतलब जितना इतना जल्दी कर दिया इसलिए मेरे को थर्ड क्वेश्चन देते हैं, वरना 2 क्वेश्चन ही देता है फॉर 1 आवर, राइट? सो मैंने जल्दी कर दिया 2 क्वेश्चन, तो ही हैज गिवन मी अ थर्ड क्वेश्चन. सो आई सॉल्व दिस एज वेल. सो आई फेल्ट कि हो गया, अब तो इंटरव्यू हो ही गया, अब तो बढ़िया है. Bhargav wants me to explain. Bhargav, can you unmute yourself, please? हैंड रेज करना या अनम्यूट कर लेना सीधा. यू कैन डू इट. देखो यार, कंप्लीट बाइनरी, परफेक्ट बाइनरी में क्या होता है? ओके, नो वरीज. ठीक है, यू विल बी हैविंग वन नोड को तुम ऐसे लिख सकते हो 2 पर 0, है ना. 2 नोड्स को तुम 2 पर 1 लिख सकते हो. एंड फॉर ईच नोड यू आर गेटिंग 2 वैल्यूज, मतलब मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है ना, इंटू 2, है ना. सो आई कैन जस्ट से इट इज 2 पर 2, राइट? इसका इंटू 2 हो रहा है. एंड इफ यू राइट इट अगेन, इट विल बी, ये जितना वैल्यू है उसका 2 टाइम्स होगा, दैट इज 2 पर 3, करेक्ट? तो तुम देख सकते हो कि इफ यू सम अप दीस थिंग्स, 2 पर 0 प्लस 2 पर 1 प्लस 2 पर 2 प्लस 2 पर 3, that is nothing but 2 power 4 minus 1, correct? So this is geometric progression, right? If you guys know what geometric progression is, ये हमेशा ऐसे होने वाला है, right? So if अगर 2 power 0 है, 2 power 1 है, ऐसा ऐसा हुआ, and some value like 2 power x है, you'll always get 2 power x plus 1 minus 1. This is a formula, right? So अगर तुम्हें और deep में जानना है तो you need to understand what is this thing. ठीक है? So this is the geometric progression formula for R as the common ratio and A as the first element. ठीक है? And N is the number of elements. ठीक है? So using that, ठीक है? So you can see that height is 4, h is 4, right? So you can see that it is nothing but h minus 1. So always the number of nodes will be this one, h minus 1 minus 1, right? I'm sorry, h minus 1, right? So it is nothing but 2 per h minus 1, correct? So that is how I got this thing. Any other doubts, guys, from this question or from anything? Okay. Yeah, Harish, you should be solving the problem and you should be coding it as well, ना? It's not that कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा intelligent बंदा ले ले लेकिन code नहीं कर पा रहा उसको. You should be coding it, but you can see that coding इतना मुश्किल नहीं है. ठीक है, लॉजिक बना दिया तो ये कोड कितना मुश्किल है यार, कितना सिंपल कोड है ये. एक बार देखो इसको, गाइस. डू यू गाइस एग्री कि ये बहुत सिंपल कोड है? ये फाइंड कहीं और बना हुआ है, ठीक है? लाइक फाइंड को बनाना, like I even that is not difficult, to be honest. ठीक है, you can convert it into a binary representation and then you can traverse it as well. You can reverse करके traverse कर सकते हो, वरना mask यूज करके तुम पता कर सकते हो कि 1 कौन सा है, 2 कौन सा है, and you can just move left or right. Correct, guys? Is this cool? Is this correct? Hello? Hello? H is given or not? H is not given, bro. Height is not given. You can calculate the height just by going to the leftmost child. मतलब मैंने दिखाता है ना, while temp is not equals to left करो, ऐसे ऐसे करते जाओ, क्योंकि ये कंप्लीट बाइनरी है तो लेफ्ट मोस्ट हमेशा रहेगा, राइट? तो लेफ्ट मोस्ट नोड कौन सा हाइट पे है, दैट इज द डेप्थ ऑफ द ट्री, करेक्ट? तो डेप्थ ऑफ दैट नोड इज कॉल्ड हाइट ऑफ द ट्री, करेक्ट? Shall we do other questions, guys? right? Mohit, like nothing as of from the binary representation, man. Okay, I'm just saying कि binary representation के हिसाब से you can traverse it. Okay, in the tree, you can view the yesterday's lecture and today's lecture. Okay, so you might understand this is not anyway relevant. Okay, this is like unless you want like this thing. See, guys, like from initially my point of view is मतलब my point of view to teach you guys is to push you 1 mile more than what you guys are supposed to learn, right? So everything I'm teaching, okay, it's not just limited to the whatever the syllabus is. I'm trying to put one more thing, okay, because the people who want to use it can use it, right? So it's just always one step ahead, right? We have learned whatever, like there's no need of teaching this solution, okay, because this is, you might like few people might not understand it, right? A few people might feel it ki it's going to be difficult, or you might be demotivated, like there are negative repercussions because of this, I agree. But it's always okay, like you might not understand it here, but maybe after 2 months when you're just revising the things, then it might strike you. Maybe your IQ or maybe your problem solving skills got scaled up to that level that you might be understanding it. At that time, it could be possible that the same question might be asked, or the same question type might be asked in an interview where you're sitting, and you might be able to crack a 30 CTs or 40 CTC company just because I taught you this question. Okay, just took that risk, just took that extra time or efforts just to teach you this thing, right? So that is the thing I'm thinking and teaching you these things, guys, right? So just try to make as much as possible from all these things that you're learning, okay? Things that you're learning apart from that, right? From the assignments, because they will definitely help you in like my level of preparation, like my level of expectations from you guys is not to settle for any like anywhere where you'll be feeling ki I deserve better, right? Everyone will be feeling that, but you should not be feeling to a great extent ki I deserve a lot better than this, I'm stuck at a bad position, right? So just work for it, okay? And don't settle ki itna kafi hai, like वरना like whatever you're learning, that is equivalent to whatever a guy who is preparing for FANG company is also learning the same thing. He's not learning anything more, okay? He's learning every topic. He might be solving more questions than you guys, okay? The person who might be cracking the, like some people might be cracking from you, right? Or some people who has not joined ACIDOC might be preparing on his own and might be able to crack a FANG company, right? So I'm not saying ki it's not possible, but the only difference that he has and you has is ki he might be doing just more questions, but everything you're learning is the same thing that he's learning as well, right? So there's nothing called very genius or like very dumb person here. Okay, it's all about how much you get from it, how much to extract from the knowledge that is being given to you. That is the reason why I always put one more question than what it is to be taught in every class. Okay, and you might be feeling it little fast because of this particular thing. Okay, मैं आराम से जो भी structure किया था, if I had gone it in that way, then you might be finding it very easy, right? But this thing, like putting, like I think you learned this thing, you heard this thing or not. Without putting the pressure, diamond won't be formed, right? So there's a slight pressure that I'm putting on you guys. It's very slight one. Again, not very too much, right? That you guys will burst out, right? It's a slight pressure that I'm putting so that you'll be pushing your limits and working for it. Okay, so just make use of that. Okay. So I hope you like this question, okay, and you got some thing like how you can mix the topics is what you learned, is what I'm feeling. Okay. So someone is asking the subtree or not, right? So did anyone do this question, guys? Did anyone do this question? Well, you need to basically build a particular function which will be returning a Boolean value. It is taking two trees, okay, and you're supposed to return if the second tree is the subtree of the first tree or not. Well, this guy is a smaller guy, okay, than this. You're just supposed to do that. Ayush, again, this is a nice question that you asked, ठीक है? अगर कोई बंदा, ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन पे है, ठीक है, like you have 1, 2, 3 questions. You're trying to solve one first question. I'm talking in a broader way. I'm not like you're not like this is not for any module test. Module test में भी apply कर सकते हो, right? But I'm looking at a bigger picture. Okay, just look at the bigger picture, because you're going to give 100, like 10s and 20s of exams before you get selected. That is for sure, unless you're very lucky. Okay, luck plays a great role in the placement. I strongly agree with that. Okay, ऐसा नहीं होने वाला कि बहुत मतलब luck है ही नहीं. मतलब you might be finding that person who has not prepared more than you might be sitting in a better position than you, right? Or might be placed a little better before than you, right? All these things will happen. Life is not fair, okay? But whatever you're getting, just take the maximum out of it, right? So I'm just saying it again and again, because there's a deep meaning that you guys will be understanding later after you give some 10 or 20 exams, right? And still, and the finally when you get selected, you'll be realizing whatever happened is happened for the best. Just have that positive mental attitude, okay? So now what I'm saying is, if an exam, okay, you're going to give many exams. Few exams might be having 2 questions, few questions might be having 3 questions, few exams might be having 5 questions, like Mintra. है ना? 1, 2, 3 है. You sat at first question. तूने एक बार question पढ़ा, तुम्हें लगा simple question है, कर दोगे, right? And you try to do it, ठीक है? You try to build the logic, but you're not able to do it, ठीक है? And अगर समझ लो 1 hour ही है, right? तो like अगर कोई बंदा इतना फाइट मार के पूरा ही फाइट मार के like he took it on his ego and tried this question, did his best in this question, and he's able to solve this question, but he's able to only solve one question in the whole hour, or able to solve half of the next question. Do you think that guy is much smarter, or the guy who has realized and gave up this question and did the next 2 questions in this 1 hour, right? And did partially this work, or a guy who had done this partially, okay? This first guy has done it this partially, but took it to his ego, and because he feels that he can do it, but he's not able to do it, so he took it to his ego, and he has spent the other half an hour just to complete the second half of this question and ignoring these 2 things, right? Instead of that, if at all a person did this half question and then he's able to do all the next 2 questions and then trying on this question, do you think first person is better or second person is better? Always I'll say the second person is better, because he has realized he's smart. Okay, first person might be intelligent, but second one is smart. And I want you guys to be smart, not intelligent, right? I don't want you guys to take any question to your ego, right? ये कैसा नहीं हो रहा मेरे से, ये तो होना चाहिए, ये तो मुझे आता है, right? भाई आ सकता है, लेकिन टाइम भी देखो ना. तुम ये देखो कि कितना टाइम है तुम्हारे पास, एक ही घंटे में 3 क्वेश्चन करना है, right? So you need to be very smart कि you should be deciding कि मैं फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन करूँ, सेकंड क्वेश्चन करूँ, या थर्ड क्वेश्चन करूँ, या तीनों पार्शियली करूँ, या 2 को पार्शियल करके 1 को फुल करूँ, right? All these things you need to make the decision in the battleground. I mean, while you're giving the exam, you're the person who is going to make that decisions, no one else for you. Okay, so if you're making that decision, okay, and the decision is correct, okay, if you feel कि हाँ मैंने सही किया at the end of the exam, ठीक है? जैसे फ्लिपकार्ट में like 3 questions थे, 2 क्वेश्चन कर दिया मैंने, 1 क्वेश्चन पार्शियल हो रहा था. Like I'm not understanding why it is failing. I realized at the end moment, जब 10 सेकंड बचे थे, तब मैं आपको रियलाइज हुआ और मैं 10 सेकंड में कोड भी कर दिया, लेकिन मैं टेस्ट नहीं कर पाया, और कुछ डीबग स्टेटमेंट्स की वजह से I didn't get selected, right? But at the end, I'm happy that I'm able to do all the questions within the stipulated time. It's just because of one dumb mistake, which I already did. Okay, this is the first question which I solved. It's a dumb mistake, right? But I didn't stuck myself solving only this question. Meanwhile, I went and solved the other 2 questions, and then at the end I came back here to resolve it. Okay, so be smart. Okay, जितना maximum questions कर सकते हो, जितना maximum marks पा सकते हो, score पा सकते हो, that should be the goal. ठीक है, एग्जाम में लर्निंग शुड नॉट बी योर गोल. ठीक है, एग्जाम में तुम सोचोगे अगर मैं इसको कर दूंगा मैं बहुत ज्यादा सीख दूंगा, नहीं, तुम्हें स्कोर करना है मैक्सिमम. तुम एग्जाम खत्म करो, क्वेश्चन से याद करके तुम फिर लर्न करो जो भी करना है तुम्हें. गूगल पे सर्च करो सेम क्वेश्चन को और उस पे तुम प्रैक्टिस करो. एग्जाम इज नॉट मेंट फॉर प्रैक्टिस. ठीक है, द टेस्ट कंपनी टेस्ट यू आर गिविंग, ठीक है, इट्स वेरी वैल्यूएबल, क्योंकि बहुत लोग को वो भी नहीं मिलता. लाइक their things won't be even like they won't be even shortlisted to give an exam. So you should be scoring as maximum question as possible, maximum score as possible. That should be your goal. Only goal, be smart for it. Okay.
Hello.
Not डेफिनेट देखो शेफान, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द कंपटीशन, ठीक है। सो मैंने मैक्सिमम जो भी कंपनीज के लिए बैठा, ऑल ऑफ देम आर ऑफ ग्रेट हायर सीटीसी, है ना। बहुत ही कम कंपनी थी जिसका बहुत ही कम सिटीज में बैठा था, एंड लेकिन काफी लोग को देखा था जिसका कम सिटीज में बैठा हुआ है, राइट। सो यस, 2x3 क्वेश्चंस करना, यू विल गेट सेलेक्टेड, बट आई वोंट बी सेइंग कि 2x3 क्वेश्चंस करके तुम Amazon में जा सकते हो या माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में जा सकते हो, because such companies have a great competition. That's what makes it much harder to crack. It's not the question that I will be harder. It is just that competition will be more. That many people will be doing all the 3 of 3 questions क्योंकि वो जिंदगी भर उसी के लिए फाइट कर रहा है, जिंदगी भर उसके लिए प्रिपेयर किया, राइट। तो यस डेफिनेटली 2x3 करो, मतलब मैक्सिमम करने की कोशिश करो, लेकिन 2x3 तो हो रहा है, इट्स फाइन, ठीक है। स्कोर मैक्सिमम करने की कोशिश करना। व्हाट इफ वी डोंट हैव टाइम? देखो यार, मैं ये बोलूंगा कि टाइमर रखो, ठीक है। 2-3 क्वेश्चन, जैसे कि लीड कोड में यू हैव बाई वीकली चैलेंजेस, राइट। इन AccioJob ऑल्सो यू हैव सम कंटेस्ट, राइट। सो ट्राई टू डू देम विद इन द स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम, ठीक है। उस टाइम में कितना कर पा रहा हूँ, लाइक whenever you're giving a mock test also, try to feel as if it's the real test and try to do as many questions as possible. That is my suggestion. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry to make you wait. बताओ।
नो सर, नथिंग सर।
हाँ।
मुझे पूछना ही है कि जैसे अगर सर जैसे अगर एग्जाम में कुछ क्वेश्चन वगैरह आते हैं सर, अगर वो मुझे अगर ब्रूट फोर्स से अगर उससे सारे टेस्ट के पास हो जाए तो उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम है क्या सर? जैसे
नहीं होगा। पास करा दिया ना ब्रो, काफी है, ठीक है। तो अगर पास हो रहा है इसका मतलब लाइक 2 ही चीज है। एक तो वो एक्सपेक्ट वही कर रहा है, ठीक है, कि उतना ही टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी में करे, या दे वांट, देखो यहाँ पे तुम्हें एक प्रायोरिटी सेट करना होगा, ठीक है। तो 2 ही चीज हो सकता है ब्रो। ऐसा हो गया तो ब्रूट फोर्स से तुम्हारा पूरा चल गया, इसमें 2 ही चीज हो सकता है, ठीक है। एक है कि इसमें से एक है कि दे आर एक्सपेक्टिंग द सेम, दे आर आल्सो एक्सपेक्टिंग एन स्क्वायर अप्रोच, ठीक है, या टेस्ट केसेस वीक है उनका, ठीक है। तो अगर तुमने देखा कि ब्रूट फोर्स से चल गया तो तुम उसको ऑप्टिमाइज करने मत बैठो, ठीक है। एक क्वेश्चन ब्रूट फोर्स से चल गया, सेकंड क्वेश्चन पे मूव हो जाओ, सेकंड भी हो गया, थर्ड भी हो गया, ठीक है, फिर फर्स्ट पे आओ और ऑप्टिमाइज करो। क्योंकि अगर इस केस में वो चल जाएगा लेकिन उनका टेस्ट केसेस वीक है ना, दे माइट फिल्टर यू जस्ट बेस्ड ऑन दैट ब्रूट फोर्स। ये बहुत ही कम होने का चांस, 1% चांस है इसका, लेकिन 99% इसका ही चांस है, राइट। लेकिन 1% है, राइट। तो तुम क्या करोगे, इस क्वेश्चन ब्रूट फोर्स से कर दिया, राइट, 2-3 कर दो पूरा, उसके बाद टाइम बचा है तब 1 पे आना, टू ऑप्टिमाइज इट इनटू nlog n और log n और big of n, और उसको सबमिट करो, फिर ये तीनों को सबमिट करो। तो दिस इज अ स्मार्ट टेस्ट व्हिच आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग फ्रॉम यू गाइस। ऐसा नहीं कि ये ब्रूट फोर्स से चल गया फिर भी जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस 1% चांस, ठीक है, यू आर ruining the time of the 2 and 3 which is very necessary, correct अंसारी?
यस थैंक यू सर।
समझ गया ना तुम मैं क्या बोला? अगर चल गया तो आगे बढ़ो, बाकी सब कंप्लीट करो, सब कंप्लीट हो गया फिर वापस आओ इस पे, फिर इसको चेंज करो तुम्हारा, है ना। तो देखो मोहित, अगेन डायरेक्टली ऑप्टिमाइज्ड अप्रोच पता है तुम ब्रूट फोर्स क्यों नहीं लिखोगे, पहली बात, ठीक है। अगर डायरेक्टली ऑप्टिमाइज्ड अप्रोच पता है ब्रूट फोर्स लिख रहे हो, इसका मतलब यू आर वेस्टिंग योर टाइम, है ना। तुम्हें पता है ऑप्टिमाइज चल जाएगा या तुम श्योर नहीं हो ऑप्टिमाइज के बारे में, तब तुम ब्रूट फोर्स लिखो, ब्रूट फोर्स में इससे कितना चल रहा है देखो, राइट। उसके बाद आगे बढ़ो, वापस पार्शियल हो गया कोई बात नहीं, फिर तुम्हें आइडिया नहीं आ रहा तो दूसरा और तीसरा करके उसके बाद आओ फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे। दैट इज अ स्मार्टनेस, ठीक है। तो गाइस ये क्वेश्चन कितने लोगों ने नहीं किया ये बताओ जल्दी। लेट्स डू दिस क्वेश्चन क्विकली, बहुत टाइम हो गया। फिर कुछ क्वेश्चन देके वी कैन हैव अ ब्रेक, फिर वी कैन डिस्कस। I'm eating something, wait. Just speak in the chat, ठीक है, let me know कि कितने लोगों ने नहीं किया क्वेश्चन। इतने लोगों ने नॉट डन, ओके गाइस एक बार सोचो कैसे करते हैं इसको, लाइक आई एम गिविंग यू 2 minutes ऑफ टाइम। मतलब सोच लो यार, मतलब मतलब एक बार सोचना कैसे करेंगे. 2 है, 3 है, 4 है, 5 है. दिस इज अ ट्री S एंड यू हैव T जो 3 होगा, 4 होगा, उसके बाद 5 होगा, राइट. ठीक है, तो तुम्हें बस ये करना होगा कि ये सब ट्री है कि नहीं, बस ये क्वेश्चन है. ट्रू और फॉल्स रिटर्न करना होगा. सिंपल है, ज्यादा कुछ सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है. एक बार सोचो, 2 मिनट दे रहा हूँ, 1 मिनट दे रहा हूँ.
Correct, Mohit. देखो, how do you do it?
ठीक है, लेट मी क्विकली टेल यू हाउ डू यू डू इट. सिंपल है, ज्यादा कुछ दिमाग लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है इसमें. ठीक है, यू आर जब सपोज टू टेल कि दिस इज अ सब ट्री और नॉट. सब ट्री का मतलब क्या है कि some tree of this particular tree is identical with this tree, है ना. मतलब ये चीज if you keep on doing, if you write a function that says कि identical करके कोई function लिखा या same करके एक function लिखा which is taking 2 nodes, one is A and other one is B. तुम देख सकते हो दोनों को एक साथ तुम प्री ऑर्डर करोगे. ठीक है, we already did this is same tree वाला, है ना. is same, we have done the same tree question, है. So which takes 2 nodes and it will be telling if they are the same trees or not, correct. Same way, like I can traverse, like I can just check for every node. I'll be just checking if it is the same or not. ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पे check करूँगा if this particular tree and this particular tree is same or not. It's not same, so return. ठीक है, अगर same नहीं है तो I'll call root dot left and I'll call root dot right. ठीक है, root dot right left. मैं चेक करूंगा कि root dot left का ट्री और ये ट्री सेम है कि नहीं. ट्री सेम नहीं है. root dot right और root dot this is same or not. Yes, it is same. So I'll just return कि it is a subtree. Correct. So अगर समझ लो कि ये भी सेम नहीं है, even this guy will be calling for left and for right as well. Correct. To check if this is a subtree or not. So basically you're not finding a subtree. You're just basically finding if 2 trees are same or not, and you're changing the tree from this perspective कि कभी-कभी इसको ट्री बोल दे, कभी-कभी इसको ट्री बोल दे, कभी-कभी इसको ट्री बोल दे, and that way. Correct. Let me just write a code. ठीक है, it will be much easier for you to understand. ठीक है, let me assume कि I have written. ठीक है, तो अभी मुझे ट्रू रिटर्न करना है ना. लेट मी थिंक कि क्या होगा. बेस केस बाद में सोचूंगा. लेट मी जस्ट थिंक कि इफ सेम एंड इफ आई पास S और T दोनों ही पास किया, ठीक है, तो आई विल रिटर्न ट्रू बिकॉज दोनों सेम है. करेक्ट गाइस, तो दोनों सेम है. इट इज कॉल्ड अ सब ट्री, राइट. यस, तो अगर सेम नहीं है, राइट, देन आई विल कॉल कि कहीं इज सब ट्री as dot left and T or is subtree as dot right and T. Correct. क्यों guys, just look at it. Is subtree, like you're just checking if this subtree and this subtree same or not. If it is not same, okay, you'll just go and change the head. You'll just check with the left subtree. You just check with the right subtree. अगर वो भी same नहीं है तो this guy will also call left and right subtrees. Correct. बस तो ये same वाला scene कैसे लिखना है? You know, we already did this, right? No, it is not inbuilt function, Rohan. We need to create that. है ना? I'll create that. But did you guys understand the core logic of this solution? Is my question. Right? तो अभी बेस केस लिखो कि अगर S नल हो गया, T नल हो गया, तो क्या क्या होगा बताओ। If S is null, what will happen? If T is null, then true. How? How if T is null, then I should be making it true? राइट। सो देखो अगर टी नल हो गया, एक बार सोचो इसके बारे में, अगर टी कुछ है नहीं, टी इज अ नल ट्री, राइट? सो इफ एट ऑल आई हैव अ S have a tree like this, S is a tree, so don't you think this guy is always a subtree of this? क्या मैं ऐसा बोल सकता हूँ? Yeah, Rohan, I agree with you. Rohan says कि if S equals to null and T is equals to null, ठीक है, in that case you will be returning true. That is what he says. लेकिन मैं बोलता हूँ कि जब T equals to null है, ठीक है, I can directly return it as true क्योंकि S तो कभी ना कभी null हो ही जाएगा in the calls, correct? So I don't even have to make the call, correct? Correct. If S is null, then true. How if S is null, then I can be true? S is the node, right? So S is null, तो false ही होगा, है ना? So let me just write that. If S equals to null, return false. क्योंकि अगर S null हो गया, इसका मतलब है कि like you can't have T, right? लेकिन अगर T null है, in that case I can write true. So मुझे ये इसको पहले लिखने दो. Let me write it before this. अगर T null है, in that case it should be true क्योंकि कभी ना कभी S null होगा ही of these all things called, right? So अगर T null है at any cost, if S is null or not, I'll be returning it. Now एक और चीज लिखना होगा मुझे same function का. So we already wrote the same function, but let me write it again so that will be refreshing for you guys. So ये दोनों सेम है कि नहीं बताएगा, राइट? तो ये कैसे करेंगे? अगर दोनों नल है, ठीक है, only then you will be returning true. We have written this, we have done this question, ठीक है? If you have any doubts, just try to view the lecture or just try to go through the code on your own. दोनों ही नल है, in that case you will be returning true, ठीक है? अगर एक बंदा नल है and other one is not null, ठीक है? In that case it is false because they're not same. Right? And the other thing is कि you will be just checking the return s1 dot data is equals to t dot data. Okay, they both should be same. And also I need to have the left subtree as well as right subtree as same. Okay, guys, any doubts in this? Anyone has any doubts? Right, so let me submit and check. I hope you guys know this thing, ठीक है? Same function क्योंकि ये question है खुद उसमें, right? And you can see that all the test case got passed, correct? We can do check with one if also. I didn't get you. If okay, cool, Mohit, I agree, not bad. What if we write different function to find T in S? You can write it. You can write it. I need different function to find T in S. Yes, तुम रूट को फाइंड करना, रूट का वैल्यू जहां मैच हो रहा है वहां से तुम सेम ट्री वाला एल्गोरिथम चला दो, करेक्ट? Yeah, you can do it, Rohan. Cool. So this is like more intuitive to me. So इसलिए मेरे दिमाग में ये आया and I did it. ठीक है? So you can try it in that way also. ठीक है? Shall we move forward, guys? ठीक है? तो और कौन सा क्वेश्चन करना है? Like, did you guys try to do this? Hello? Or do you want to do more of a tree question? Like, did you guys this is also a good question. How many of you did do this? Done. Do anyone want me to code this quickly? Hello? Anyone? Root leaf, Vibhuti, 1 vote. Shefan, 2nd vote. और यार तुम लोग रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहे हो यार, लास्ट क्लास है, थोड़ा रिस्पॉन्स दिखाओ. संजय, 1 more. ठीक है, आई थिंक few people want me to. ठीक है, so I'll quickly code it. I'll let you know what is the idea behind this code. ठीक है, so let me just tell you quickly. The question says, just confirm, I didn't read the question. Given a pointer, you have to find the sum of all the numbers which are formed from root to leaf. You have to complete it, okay, by handling by the driver code. Okay. देखो यार, I mean to say कि see this basically, if you have a code like this, ठीक है, the question is कि sum root to leaf numbers, right? So sum root to leaf numbers is a question, right? So where you need to kind of, you know, like if at all you have a tree like this, okay, if at all you have a tree like this, 9, 5 and 1 and then 0. So it basically says ki from root to leaf, if you form the numbers, see what are the numbers that are formed. Root say 495, so it is 495. 491, it should be correct. 491, right? Plus 40, 40. You should be returning this thing. Do you guys agree? So how do you form this thing? That is the first thing, है ना? तो पहले कोई वेरिएबल ले लो आंसर में, it is called as 0. ठीक है, तो like every time you move नीचे, like every time you move down, ठीक है, you just need to multiply it with 10 and add the new value that you got, right? So पहले ये 0 था, like 0 into 4 into 10 plus 4, that will become 4, right? यहाँ पे 4 था. The moment you come down, you'll be doing 4 into 10 plus 9, right? It will be 449. Again, the moment you come down, it should be 4 in 49 plus 5, right? It should be 495. Correct? So basically, I'll be passing a particular variable in the function, so which will be taking a some value, and जैसे ही leaf node hit करेगा, you'll be returning that, ठीक है? And you'll be calling this function everywhere, ठीक है? यहाँ से भी sums लेके आओ, यहाँ से भी sums लेके आओ, right? The moment you hit a leaf node, you'll be returning that sum. The moment you hit a leaf node, you'll be returning the sum. तो यहाँ से you'll be getting 491, यहाँ से you'll be getting 495. You do the sum of them, ठीक है? उसको return करो यहाँ पे. यहाँ से 40 आएगा, यहाँ से 495 plus 491 आएगा, and at the end you'll be returning this thing, जो भी है. Someone says कि 1026 है. ठीक है? So this is how I do it. ठीक है? मतलब मुझे नहीं लगता कि काफी डिफिकल्ट है. सिंपल है कोड. कोड ऐसे होने वाला कि if node is leaf node, तो रिटर्न करो सम, ठीक है, s into 10 करके root dot value रिटर्न करो, वरना लेफ्ट को और राइट का सम करो. ठीक है, so let me just quickly code it. I'm not sure. I never like I can call it as root equals to null. In that case, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Return 0. लेकिन अगर रूट लीफ नोड है मतलब root dot left is equals to null and root dot right is equals to null. ठीक है. So it's a leaf node, right? So you'll be returning. देखो, I need a helper function, right? Because this won't be helping me, right? So I need a helper function where I can pass the sum as well, some variable as well, right? So let me just create a helper function that is called private long helper, which will be taking two things. One is the root, other one is the sum in sum. Okay. And this guy will be having this implementation. And यहाँ पे I can directly return helper with a root and sum is initial sum is 0. Correct, guys? Is this making sense? अगर वो लीफ नोड है, so whatever the sum is, उसका 10 times करो and add the current value, that is root dot value, right? And then I'll be returning what I can say is sum, like I can call helper. The same helper I'll be calling for, like if at all it's not a leaf node, then I need to get the sum from left, both the sides, right? So it is from root dot left, and then the sum will be sum into 10 plus root dot value. Correct. This is how I sum up from both the sides, right? From left subtree and right subtree, दोनों से sum कर दिया मैंने, right? So yeah, मुझे plus करना होगा. Thanks for telling. ठीक है? तो बस this is pretty much the code, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. I think यहाँ पे मैं semicolon miss कर रहा हूँ. Semicolon miss कर दिया. I'm sorry. एक सेकंड रुको यार. I think compilation error आ रहा होगा पक्का. Let me just see it once. Let me take a, like how these things are structured, man. I don't know. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 10, right? So this is how this is a kind of complete binary, मतलब level order traversal दिखा रहा है ना? Yeah, root dot value नहीं होता, it's a data. Okay. Lead code versus this. Okay, thanks. You guys already figured it out. My bad. So I got 25 as the answer, correct? So same thing, man. ठीक है, अगर मैं इसको इनपुट लेना चाहता हूँ तो 1, 2, 3 है, उसके बाद 4 आएगा, उसके बाद बाकी सब n होंगे. Let me run it. Should be 137. Right, it is correct. So let me submit it. It will work. Okay. Okay, 2 test cases are failing. It's fine. ठीक है, अगर टेस्ट केस फेल हो रहा है तो ये गलत होगा. ठीक है, लॉन्ग लगेगा. ओके, या इट माइट बी द केस, मे बी यूर करेक्ट. ठीक है, लेट मी जस्ट चेक. क्योंकि देखो root dot data is a int value, right? So when you're doing all these things, there might be a possibility that कि int वाला values are being skipped off. So मैं ऐसे long लगा दूंगा, like I'm kind of typecasting all these things, right? So in that case, let me run the code. Maybe you're correct. Okay. So let me submit it, because see, this is a long value, and like initially this was a int value, right? And this is an int value, so the whole summation will happen in an int value, correct? So that might be overflowing, right? So if when I typecast it into long, okay, this whole operation will happen in long variable, okay? So the case of overflow will be gone, right? Is this making sense? Right? So वही चीज है, देखो मैं इस चीज बताया था ना, like it's an int. If you perform two ints, you can't expect it to have in a long, ठीक है? तो अगर मैं ऐसे लिखूंगा long a is equals to b plus c, and b और c दोनों int है, तो पहले ये int में सम होगा, उसके बाद int बनेगा long में, right? So अगर this value is exceeding the int value, they will be lost, ठीक है? एक negative value आ जाएगा, that will be put into long. तो I should be putting long here so that ये जो bench है जिसमें हो रहा है, right, placeholder है, that will be long, right, and this will be assigned. So this is a very important thing, ठीक है? तो like you should make all the test cases pass, ठीक है? जैसे अभी नहीं हो रहा था, अगर मैं फिगर आउट नहीं कर पा रहा था, तो आई वुड स्किप इट एंड आई वुड हैव गॉन टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं कि ईगो पे लेके like I should be continuing, I should be completing that question, है ना? Okay guys, so I have a few questions for you, ठीक है? थोड़ा सोच लो, ठीक है? Like I think we didn't do that thing of creating a BST, okay, BST from in order, pre-order and in order, right? So try to do this question, सोच लो at least कैसे करना है. This is one of the cool question, ठीक है? मतलब you are given a pre-order traversal of a tree, you are given a in order traversal of a tree, you need to create a BST. जैसा हमने creating a BST from sorted array किया ना, वैसे I need to create a BST from pre-order and in order. This is one question, and this is another question which we are going to discuss, and I have a couple of other questions to discuss as well, but let's see, अगर ये हो पाएगा तो बढ़िया है, ठीक है? अगर नहीं हो पाया तो we can skip them, ठीक है? And we can just take leave, ठीक है? So let's take a break. Yeah, sure, let's take a break of 20 minutes, ठीक है? जिसको break नहीं चाहिए, do these questions, ठीक है? So अभी 9:55 हो रहा है, right? So 9:55 हो जाएगा, right? By the time we leave, so it will be somewhere 10:15, ठीक है? So we'll be back by 10:15. I won't take much time, 11 o'clock तो close कर देंगे, so 45 minutes more, ठीक है? Do attend the class, ठीक है? Because this is the last class, maybe like we might not mostly meet in the module 3, maybe if I take the module D, then you'll be meeting, ठीक है? So take care of that guys, ठीक है? So let's take a break, ठीक है? Use your break, थोड़ा रेस्ट ले लो, एंड थोड़ा खाना खाना तो खा लो, इसके बाद ये क्वेश्चंस करना, ठीक है? ओके मैम, बाय बाय. Hello. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little late. Uh, Hello, guys. Are you there? Hello. Yeah. So, which question were you discussing? Were we discussing? This question, right? Sum of differences, right? So basically, guys, this question. What is this question? By the way, find the sum of bit differences of all pairs that can be found. Okay, so it is just the bit differences, right? So, like, let me get a superior version of this question. Total sum of all pairs or. Not this. So we already discussed this question. So like we'll solve a similar question, which is kind of little superior than this. Okay, so that you guys will be finding it understandable, right? So just a second. Yeah. What is this guy Mohit giving? Diameter of the binary tree. Did anyone try this? We can solve this as well today. Max distance question from Diwali assignment. I don't remember the question actually. Can you tell me what is the question? And yeah, diameter of the binary tree. Did you guys try this? Hello, everyone. Guys, did anyone try this? See, diameter of the binary tree, let me give you a hint. Okay? So if you have a tree like this, basically diameter means that what is the longest path? जैसे कि like this is the longest path, है ना? Like this is the longest path from one node to the other node. Okay? So it is just that it's not necessary that it should pass through the root. Okay? It could be possible that it might not be passing through the root. Okay? But something like this, for example, if you have a tree like this, you can see that this is the longest root, right? This is the longest root, correct? So any node from any node to any other node, whichever is the longest node, that is called diameter, right? So here the question arises at any point, like diameter of the right subtree, diameter of the left subtree, okay? Diameter of left, okay? Diameter of right, diameter of the left subtree, diameter of the right subtree. Yeah, 1 plus height of left subtree plus height of right subtree, है ना? ये तीनों में से मैक्सिमम कौन सा है वो होगा हमारा आंसर. That is the recurrence relation. How? Think about it. Like if I calculate what is the height of the left subtree, that is this one 3. What is the height of right subtree? That is 3. Okay, if you just do add them and add 1 because of the root node. Okay, so this will be the diameter passing through this particular node, right? So this could be your answer. Or left subtree में like the same function is called for right subtree and same function is called for left subtree. अगर ये दोनों में से और भी बड़ा वाला diameter मिल गया, you'll just put that as the answer. क्यों, guys? Hello? So you have created this particular diameter, right? तो मैं बोलता हूँ कि call it for root dot left, root dot right, and call it like create a height function जो height calculate करेगा. ये तीनों में से maximum कौन सा? That will be your answer. Even this guy will be calculating the 1 plus height of left and height of right. उसके बाद diameter of left or diameter right. In that way, recursively it will happen. थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा तुमको इसमें. Like I can give you some time if you want. ठीक है? The logic is, let me just write the logic in the PPT to be much clear. ठीक है? The logic is कि if you have a tree, ठीक है? ठीक है? So if you have a tree like this, right? So what I'm saying is, so you can, one thing is that यहाँ पे सबसे left मतलब this will be one of the left height, I mean left subtree का height. This will be right subtree का height. So I can call this particular distance as the diameter, right? So this will be nothing but 1 plus height of left subtree plus height of right subtree. But this might not be necessarily true always, क्योंकि like they never said that diameter should pass through root. It could be possible that ये भी हो सकता है ना diameter, and this is more, far more, you know, lengthier than that. You can see this, right? This particular like I can write it again. Okay, so this is far more lengthier than this particular distance. Do you guys agree? Right? So what is this? This is the root diameter of a left subtree. Okay, basically diameter is defined as ki longest distance from any node to any other node, right? So what I'm saying is ki it could be maximum of all these three components. One is 1 plus height of left subtree plus height of right subtree. The height of left subtree, because this will be the height, and if you add one is the root node, right? And then right subtree, it could be possible that we are creating a diameter from this node to this node, passing through the root. Okay, Varna, like you can make the diameter call, same call for left, and the same call is done for right as well. And whichever, like you can see that right pay you got the diameter which is the largest, right? So out of these three things, whichever is maximum, that is the diameter of the tree with root. Correct? So this is the logic, right? You need to create a height function, you need to create a diameter. So diameter function तो आई, you just need to create it for left. तो left भी वहां भी मतलब लेफ्ट पे कॉल किया तो वो बंदा भी इसको और इसको कॉल करेगा और डायमीटर ऑफ लेफ्ट और राइट कॉल करेगा. So in a way you're calculating the distance of all the nodes from every node to every other node to get the maximum out of it. ऐसे सोचो. This is the recurrence relation. This is the induction step, the recurrence relation step. You have created a diameter which is returning a int value and taking a root value, right? And now it is left and right, correct? So this guy will be returning left and this guy will be returning right, correct? मतलब left subtree में diameter अगर है तो you'll just take that as the final answer, वरना right का होगा तो you'll take that as the final answer. You need to think about this. Like I can straight away code, but unless you understand this, you need to put a little deep dive on it, take a smaller case and try to think. ये थोड़ा सोचने वाली question है. इसीलिए I delayed this question a lot, काफी दिन से, right? So that you guys will have time to think as much as possible. Guys, कुछ और बोलना चाहते हो? Anything else you want to say about this question? Do you want me to code this question? I can code this. No, like this is a standard question, to be honest. It's not very difficult. Since you guys never did this, you might be finding it little unsupported. You can, if you want me, I can code this. Do you want me to code this, guys? ठीक है, तो एक बार कोड करता हूँ, ठीक है. But like this is like a standard, मतलब बहुत ही that type of question, you know, famous type of question, right? So like let me think कि कैसे करना है. I need to create a height function and I need to create a Let me think. Uh, okay, so let me code. Diameter, pair, what's happening? Okay, let me code it. No worries. Okay, what I'm saying is ki, like, let me create a function that is height. Okay, you know how to calculate the height, right? Can anyone help me write the height function? So it's going to be something like this, na? Return 1 plus math dot max of height of root dot left and then root dot right. Agar null hai, you'll just return zero. Correct? Guys, any doubts in this particular recursive function? Correct? तो अब diameter के लिए क्या करना होगा? As I told you, ठीक है? Diameter could be 1 plus height of the left subtree and height of the right subtree as well. ठीक है? वो एक तरीका है, right? Varna, it could be possible that our left subtree as a whole has a greater, diameter, right? It is also possible, right? So we need to take that into consideration as well, right? And we need to create the code in that way. So like you guys can, मतलब एक बार बताओ, मतलब कोई आना चाहता कि to help me write this code? Anyone? Anyone who wanna help me write this code? Okay, let's see. Someone has just raised the hand. Neil. Okay, let's see. Neil, what I'm saying is, hello.
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes,
My
yes, sir.
my mic got disconnected. Okay. What I'm saying is, bro, ki at this point I need to create what is the left, like tell me what is the initial steps, like I told you, right? At any point I need to create what is the left height and what is the right height. Correct? So is this correct for me to write something like this? Still tell me like how you can help me, like am I going in the right direction or not? Height of
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
root dot right. Correct? So what I'm doing is so this thing is LH. LH means that height of the left subtree, right? RH
Height
means
of
that
right.
right of the right subtree. Correct? So what I'm saying is ki I'll be returning 1 plus LH plus RH.
RH.
Is everyone clear with why this is working? Right? It is nothing but diameter including this thing, right? So if you have a tree, okay, you'll be taking maximum height of the left subtree, right? You can see that it is 3, right? And if you have another tree that is having 2 as the height, right? So you want to add this guy also in between so that it will be the diameter, right? So this should be the diameter of the subtree. Okay? So this
Yes,
should
sir.
be the diameter of the tree passing through root. Agreed?
Yes,
But
sir.
it's not necessary that diameter should pass through root. It could be possible that यहाँ से मतलब इसको रूट मान के यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा वाला बन गया होगा. We don't know, right? Because हम
Yes,
एक तरफ देख रहे हैं और दूसरी तरफ देख रहे हैं. ऐसा हो सकता है कि एक ही तरफ में पूरा ही बड़ा सा. It could be possible, right? So you'll call it on left subtree and right subtree. अगर you guys have something better to offer, I'll take that instead of this. So out of these 3 things, I can decide कि which one to take up, right? So tell me.
I
Any comments?
did it. Yes, sir.
बोलो.
I did it using pair, sir. What I'm doing is I'm calculating the height and diameter simultaneously and returning it with the pair.
Okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. That's great. Well, while
So
you're
we
moving
don't have
only,
to-
you're kind of
Yeah, for every node we are calling height height function. We don't have to call every time height function. We will calculating simultaneously.
Correct. You can do that as well. है ना?
Yes.
Like while you're so what he says is कि when you're doing the traversal, that is pre-order or whatever the traversal is, you're just
Post-order.
kind of whatever post order or pre-order, you're kind of like when you're moving, you're calculating the height with it, correct?
Yes.
I mean, this guy will be considered as height 0, this guy will be at height 1, this guy will be at height 2, in that way,
Yeah.
from bottom up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do that. So since I've explained this, let's like just help me do it in this way for now.
Okay.
So what's the next step?
So after checking height, we'll check if for current node, I will check the diameter also.
So this is the one part. The second part is call the same function for the diameter as well of left node as well. And other thing is diameter for right node as well. Right? ये तीनों में से whichever is maximum, ठीक है? I'll just pick that as the answer. Correct?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it could be possible that this could be the maximum value, right? So what is this? This is the diameter passing through the root node. But there could be a possibility that someone in the left subtree or someone in the right subtree is having that thing.
Yes.
Anna? Is having this thing, right? So that is the reason why I'm making this call, right? So how to take that? Again, maximum of these two things.
Yeah.
And then I close it, right? So this is the code which I thought is much simpler because you don't have to think about two things at the same time, right? So yeah, so this is what I thought. But again, I didn't write any edge cases, right? So I need to think about edge cases as well, correct? So देखो ये दोनों का maximum में से I'm taking the one value, and ये तीनों का maximum से I'm taking another value. So let me write it in this way, okay? Okay, now what are the edge cases?
Root is null, then height will be 0.
If it is null, diameter will be 0.
Diameter
correct?
will be 0. Yeah.
Anything else?
If root is leaf node, then we should return 1, I think. No, sir. No, it will work.
Right, it will work, right? Because
Yeah.
these guys will be called, right? I mean, these guys will be called, and everything will be 0, and this will be 1. So you'll be getting the diameter as 1 for one node, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me just run this code for this test case, and let me just check if it is working or not. But I'm just in a way to make it as simple as possible. You guys can think how it is working. Okay. I got 5 as the answer, and it's correct. Okay. So let's check for this. So how 5? Let me just write this tree, and let me just see. Let me try to dry run it. 2 हो गया, 1 हो गया, 3 हो गया, null हो गया, and then 5 हो गया, right? So this is the tree that we are given, right?
Yes.
So so just see this, guys. अगर ये tree है, right? So what I'm saying is कि what we are doing is at this point we are calculating the height of this tree, and you will be getting 2. Height of this subtree, that is 2. 2 plus 2 plus 1, that is 5. Okay? And you have 5 as one of the answer. That is diameter passing through root, right? And I'll be calling, okay, I won't be getting settled for that. Okay? I'll be calling diameter on my left subtree as well. So if I call diameter on my left subtree, this guy will be returning यहाँ से 0 आएगा, यहाँ से 1 आएगा. Okay, you will be getting 2 as one of the answer, right? यहाँ से 1 आएगा. At the end, you will be having diameter as 2 only, right? And यहाँ से भी you will be getting 2 only. So out of 2, out of 5, and out of 2, which one is maximum? 5 is maximum. So you will be choosing this as the diameter. Okay? The diameter of the left subtree is 2 because these two nodes are there. Diameter of left subtree is 2 again here, right? Right subtree is also 2. So you either choose the diameter of left subtree or diameter of right subtree, okay? Or you choose this one, right? For example, if you have another node like this, okay? For example, if you have another node like this, another node something like 7 here. So definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 might be an answer, right? But what if you have another, but I'm not able to put another example, right? So you can see that this guy is much larger than this whole thing, right? So let me just write it in a clean manner. Okay, so if you have one node like this, 1, 2, right? Let me just show you an example. This is a good example, right? So try to see this. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can see that the height wala calculation mein you'll be getting this as 1. You'll be getting that 4 as the answer here. Okay, height here. So it is 4 plus 1 plus 1 because of this node. So this is the diameter using the heights. Using the heights, this is the diameter, that is 6. Correct? But diameter of right subtree is more than that. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct? So in that moment, right, diameter of left is the maximum value, so that will be returned. Is that making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are calculating height multiple times for it. Okay, every time you're calculating height. So for every node, when you're calculating height, you're calling height function every time. So it is big of n, right? Calculating the height function. So just now imagine what is the time complexity. You can optimize it definitely, like what he's saying. But I'm leaving this through you. Okay, how you will be optimizing this. Now you need to think something like while you're passing the diameter, you need to calculate the height. एक बार उसके बारे में सोचना, ठीक है? So, but are you guys understanding how I am using? See, this is one of the good example where diameter of right, ये right है ना, root dot right है ना, diameter of right is more than the current diameter. So this will be the answer. 7 will be the answer. Correct? So out of 1, 6, and 7, 7 will be the answer because this is the diameter that is longer than this particular diameter. Do you guys agree with this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right? Yes, time complexity is n square, obviously, क्योंकि तुम n को बार-बार call कर रहे हो, correct? And you're kind of doing pre-order as well, right? So you're doing pre-order, and in each step you're doing the height two times. So yeah, definitely. But you can think of something on how to get the root height while you're doing the diameter. Okay, try to think that thing. But to give you a broader way of how the functions are working, learning this algorithm is very important. It's like the brute force algorithm, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm just implanting the idea of how you're calling the recursive function on the left subtree and right subtree, and on this as well, and taking the maximum out of it to get the diameter value. Just to show you that I'm doing this. Okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes.
So this is more simplified and simple implementation, correct? Okay, man. Let's do
Sir,
this.
can you do that question, sir? Max distance that I've said you earlier.
Which question, bro?
Max distance, sir. Let me send you.
You sent it already, I think. Let me just open the chat.
I sent it again, sir.
Brute force is giving TLE. Brute force हमेशा TLE देती है. अगर brute force TLE नहीं दे रहा, you're given an array of n positive values. The task is to find the maximum of j minus I such that क्या मतलब है इसका?
सर इंडेक्स का डिफरेंस जो था वो मैक्सिमम होना चाहिए, while एलिमेंट का डिफरेंस जो होता है वो 0 से वो बड़ा होना चाहिए, ऐसा.
Let me take an example. Let me see. I didn't see this question. Print an integer denoting maximum value of j minus I. Okay, so I should be less than j, है ना?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a difficult question, bro. मतलब, yeah, brute force नहीं. What is the approach that you are going for?
N square solution, sir. I'm checking. I'm making every pair and checking if.
हाँ, तो वो तो नहीं करना है. तुम कैसे इसको स्पेस यूज करके how can you reduce the time? एक बार सोचो इसके बारे में. I और J है ना, मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस चाहिए मुझे, लेकिन मैं चाहता हूँ कि
सर पेयर क्रिएट करके कर सकता हूँ क्या इसके कोरस्पॉन्डिंग?
लाइक पेयर्स
के
क्रिएट
पास।
करने के लिए पेयर्स जनरेट करना पड़ेगा, करेक्ट? तो 2 लूप तो लगेगा।
हाँ
मैं
नहीं
कुछ और
पेयर डेटा स्ट्रक्चर में इस एलिमेंट एंड इंडेक्स को स्टोर करके फिर उसको सॉर्ट
ओके
कर देंगे,
सॉर्ट
एलिमेंट
कर
के
दोगे।
अकॉर्डिंग सॉर्ट कर देंगे
या
फिर
यू कैन यूज अ हैश मैप ना। सी व्हाट आई एम
Okay.
सेइंग इज कि हैश मैप यूज करो, लाइक 2 5 will be pointing to 1, 4 will be pointing to 2. If at all the elements are unique, again that is a necessary condition if you are using a hash map, वरना override हो जाएगा, करेक्ट? तो एक बार देखने दो एलिमेंट्स यूनिक है कि नहीं, तो दैट इज नॉट गिवन। लेकिन मेरे दिमाग में एक आइडिया है, देखो एक बार इसके बारे में, लाइक अगर कोई और आइडिया आएगा तो आई लेट यू नो, ठीक है? सो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर एक बार सॉर्ट भी कर लो ना इसको, राइट? यू कैन थिंक ऑफ 2 3 4 5, यू कैन जस्ट चेक कि 5 और 2 का क्या है, व्हाट इज दिस द मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस और नॉट? 5 और 2 का इट इज 1 और 3, राइट? आई डोंट थिंक दिस इज ग्रेटर, राइट? आई वांट I का वैल्यू टू बी स्मॉलर, राइट?
Yes.
So this, I want this to be maximum. It means that I value should be as minimum as possible.
Yeah.
I value should be minimum, J value should be greater. ठीक है? So in that case, I think it is better to do it in this way only. Like if you have this thing 3 or 1, definitely it's not greater. n square में तो हो ही जाएगा, n square के बात मत करो मोहित। How can we do this? I think I'm thinking of something like 2-pointer or something, how we can use it. So I'm thinking ki, but again, on what basis you will be moving the 2-pointer? That is also a question,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So if at all we have a value,
This is not sorted array. So
again वही है, मतलब it's not sorted, but again हमें क्या चाहिए? हमें at the end तुम्हें सबसे छोटा वैल्यू चाहिए और यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा वैल्यू चाहिए, करेक्ट?
yeah.
Right? So like I can do something like prefix of maximum value or prefix of minimum value. ऐसे सोचो एक बार कि if I create, हाँ, Harish wants to get unmuted, एक बार कर लेता है, raise your hand, bro.
Okay.
हेलो सर।
या
Yes,
हाय,
sir.
हाँ बोलो।
सर इस क्वेश्चन में जो मैं भी इस क्वेश्चन में ऐसे ही फंसा था, तो बाद में जब मैंने कुछ टेस्ट केसेस मैंने रन किए, तो इसमें जो बीच की वैल्यू है उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। जो हमारी करंट वैल्यू और जो लास्ट जो करंट वैल्यू है ना,
हाँ
अगर वो दोनों, अगर लास्ट की वैल्यू बड़ी है, करंट मतलब जो फ्रंट हम लेफ्ट से आएंगे और राइट से आएंगे,
हाँ
लेफ्ट अगर राइट की वैल्यू लेफ्ट से बड़ी है तो वो हमारा एक डिस्टेंस हो जाएगा।
हाँ,
हमें बस
ओके
ये चेक करना है। तो
ओके
मैंने 2 पॉइंटर लगाया और मतलब फिर अगर मेरा जो क्या कहते हैं राइट से जब मैं आऊंगा, मैं देखूंगा
हाँ
कि मैं लेफ्ट से बड़ा है या नहीं है। अगर लेफ्ट से बड़ा है तो मेरा वो वन ऑफ द पॉसिबल आंसर है, वही मेरी मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस हो जाएगा।
हाँ वही ना, they are not talking about the difference between the elements, they
यस
just
सर,
want the
वो
first
बस
element to be less than that element, है ना?
यस सर, एग्जैक्टली यस सर।
हाँ, so like how I should be updating the pointers, the 2 pointers in such a way that I find at least one which is at the maximum distance, है ना?
यस
But
सर।
how do you do it? एक बार बताओ इसको, how do you
सर
do it?
मैंने सर इसमें क्या किया कि मैंने जो पहला पॉइंटर मेरा लेफ्ट से मेरे जो आ रहा था उसको मैंने वहीं पे फिक्स कर दिया।
ओके,
यस सर।
हाँ बोलो।
तो सर फिर मैंने क्या किया, फिर अपना जो मेरा राइट वाला पॉइंटर है मैंने उसको वहाँ पे चेक किया वैल्यू, कि वो वैल्यू मेरी 3 से बड़ी है या नहीं है। 3 से बड़ी
Okay.
नहीं है तो नहीं होगा आंसर वो।
ओके,
फिर वो आएगा 4 पे।
हाँ
अब 4 पे आएगा तो वो 4 3 से बड़ा है, तो मतलब मेरा आंसर है,
ओके
यही मेरा आंसर है। अब सर अगर आप एक चीज यहाँ पे देखोगे, तो अगर आप चाहे आप लेफ्ट वाले को अगर आगे मूव करोगे तो आपको डिस्टेंस आपको छोटा ही मिलेगा।
नहीं, there is no point in moving this
तो
guy
वही यही
forward,
मेरा
right?
आंसर है फिर
Like
यहीं
at
पे।
the end you want the maximum distance, right?
यस सर, तो ये आप इस पॉइंट में मेरा ये आंसर हो जाएगा।
Okay.
सर अगर कोई केस मान लो सर, अगर हमारे एक एज केस मेरा एक ये हो सकता है कि मेरा जो सारे एलिमेंट है वो डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर में हो, सर उस केस में आपका आंसर 0 आएगा, और उस केस में आपका उस पर्टिकुलर केस में आपका आंसर जाएगा। ये वाली अप्रोच।
एक second. So if you are here, right? So like if you are having this, right? So इस case में 0 होना चाहिए, है ना?
Yes, sir.
So
Zero.
you will never find a value that is greater than this, correct?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you will need to update it. Again, it's an n square in the worst case, right?
Yes, sir.
अरे मतलब वो तो समझ गया, but what I am thinking is कि how to maintain a distance, like distance को मुझे और कम नहीं करना चाहिए, but I should be getting the difference between the elements. तो मैं वैसे सोच रहा हूँ. ठीक है, I'll just मैं एक बार देखता हूँ इसको, like I need some time, 10 या 5 minutes लगेगा मुझे. So I don't think कि class में इतना time दे सकता हूँ. So what I can do is I can just put it in the Discord, right? So I'm 2-3 approaches है मेरे पास. One is left min or right min वाला, like that thing I can do, so that I need to do it strictly in big of time. They might be possible that Harish, it might not work for you, but again it's an n square approach, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just planning of doing it using some space. ठीक है, n square नहीं करना है तो मुझे space use करना है. तो मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ कि hash map से करूँ या left min और right min से करूँ. I think that is the correct way of doing. So let me just check कहाँ है. ठीक है, let me just do it. ठीक है, I'll do it and put the solution in the Discord. ठीक है, and write a possible explanation if you guys can understand it. ठीक है.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, your idea is not wrong, but again it's an n square approach, to be honest. It's not two pointers. Although it's 2-pointer here, लेकिन it's not doing it in a linear time, है ना? So I'll see this, man. I'll try this and I'll do this and I'll send you in the Discord today or tomorrow max. ठीक है, I'll do it today only after the class. ठीक है. ठीक है. Like I need little bit of brainstorming. मुझे बस मेरे दिमाग में ये जा रहा है कि like I'm not bothered about the values. I just need a value that is greater than me. I mean, any value that are less or greater than that, correct? So like if I created some values like let me just create and check the left max, yeah, left min value, right? It should be 3. It should be 3, right? It should be 3 again, right? Again, now it will become 2, right? So if I created something like right maximum value, it should be 2, it should be 4, it should be 5, and it should be 5 again, right? So it's not the value that I'm bothered about. मुझे बस I just need to check what is the distance between the maximum distance होनी चाहिए, right? So if I created something like this left min and right max है ये, right? So at this point, what is the right max value, right? And at this point, what is the right max value? At this point, what is the right max value? That way, I'm doing. So at any point, if this value is greater than this value, you can have an answer. Correct? यहाँ पे you have the answer. But yeah, like you can see that there's a like left min is less than right max, right? So this should work, right? So instead of these values, I can just put the indices. ठीक है, so 3 की जगह मैं 0 रख सकता हूँ, 3 की जगह 0 रखूंगा, 3 की जगह 0 रखूंगा, और मुझे एक्सेस करना है, I'll be getting the value from the array, right? Same thing goes here. यहाँ पे 1 रखूंगा, right? यहाँ पे 2 रखूंगा, यहाँ पे 3 रखूंगा, right? Same thing will go here. It will be 3, right? So at any point, I'll just check कि इसका corresponding value इस value से greater है कि नहीं, and I can see that yes, it is greater. ठीक है, so I'll just note this thing, 1 minus 0 as my maximum value. यहाँ पे भी 1 minus 0 है maximum है. यहाँ पे आते ही I can see that 2 minus 0 is the answer, correct? यहाँ के आके I can see that 3 minus 3 is the answer, but 2 minus 0 is the maximum value, so I'll consider this. Guys, am I thinking in a right way? Right? Matlab, it is happening in one, big of one time, right? Big of n time, right? You're calculating left min, you're calculating the right max, correct? And at every point, I know that this particular value is the right maximum value, and it is the index. I won't store the values, I'll store the index, so that index like this value ka I can just directly get it. Like, okay, I need to check it. I'll take some time. Okay, I'll just completely formalize this and I'll bring this thing, okay, to the production. ठीक है, this is what I'm thinking कि like I can at any point I can check कि this guy is less than this guy, right? And this guy is less than also this guy. This guy is less than this guy, but the distance is more here, right? So that is what I want, correct? So so I'm doing that. Left to left. But again, there's another problem which I'm facing कि left में सबसे minimum होने की भी जरूरत भी नहीं है. Again, that is also another case, right? So if at all you have another value like 2 here, 2 will be updated, but it's not necessary that I need the सबसे minimum value. I need 3 here, right? I need this distance, correct? It's not this distance. So again, I should not be going through this, I guess. Okay, I'll just see and let you know. Okay, I'll put it in the Discord. Okay, guys, we have done this problem. Okay, this problem is pending, which I'll just go through and I'll just let you know. Okay, and the other one is the sum of bit differences, right? So yesterday, what I told you guys is कि at any point the number of bit differences is nothing but because so if you have 1, 3, and 5, like if you write the binary representation of this is 1, this is 1, 1, this is 1, 0, 1, right? So at any point, if you write them in this way, right? At any point, okay, you can see that one value will be mapping with all the other 2 values, right? So at any point, if you consider 1 hai yahan pe, you will just check the number of zeros that are present at this point. Okay, it is nothing. It is 0, right? So there won't be any differences, even though if you XOR them, right? So basically, the question says ki you're given n integers, you need to find the sum of bit differences. Sum of bit differences मतलब अगर इन सबका XOR कर दूंगा, ठीक है? XOR में क्या होगा? XOR में bits set होंगे at the places where there's a bit difference, right? यहाँ पे अगर if I do 1s or 3, I know that this bit will be, the second bit is going to be set because there's a difference there, right? So these guys are just asking me to get the count of the set bits in the all pairs of XOR. All pairs of XOR mein, they're just trying to find the bit. Correct? So you can do this in one way. Okay? Like what I'm thinking is कि like the brute force approach is same. तुम n square लगाओ and try to generate all the pairs. ठीक है? उसका XORs find करो, फिर XORs का counts निकालो और सबका sum कर लो. Right? That is the way of doing it in a brute force way. But what I am thinking is कि like try to run the loop from 32 to 0. Yeah, 32 to 0. Yeah, 31 to 0. I'm sorry. Okay, and try to check for every bit key if it is 1 or not, if it is 1 or not, for all the values. Okay, so I can at this point I can check that 0 yahan pe hai, right? So how many ones are there? So there's only 1 1, right? So these both, when they match up, they will make this particular bit as set. So I just add that. So template is going to be like this. Okay, एक बार देखना, like you when you look at the code, you'll be understanding it. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Okay, you'll be running a loop from I equals to 31 till I equals to, like you can do it in from front or from back, anything is fine. I minus minus, right? And if I write, I can have a count zeros, something like this. CNT count zeros equals to 0 and count ones equals to 0. Initially, both of them will be zeros. Okay. So what I'll be doing is I'll be running the loop from J to N. I'll be running the loop from 0 to N. Okay, let me run the loop from 0 to N and let me check for every bit. Okay, for the 31th bit, I'm checking for all the values, right? In this way, I'm writing the code. Okay, so I'll be checking if A of J and 1 shifted I times, मतलब this particular mask at this particular mask मतलब I shifted for 31 times, ठीक है 31 नहीं शायद 30 करना चाहिए. Can anyone confirm 30 करना चाहिए 31 करना चाहिए. So I'm just checking at this particular bit if it is set or not. If it is set, then I'll do count zeros, count ones plus plus. If it is not set, I'll be doing count zeros as plus plus. This is the template of the code. Okay. So like it's like if you have choose three values like 5, 3 or 9. Okay. So 5 ka bit representation is going to be something like this. 3 ka it's going to be 9 ka it's going to be 1 0 0 1, right? So you're just going to every bit and checking the number of zeros kitna, number of ones kitna in that way, right? You can reach at this position and you can think yahan pe tumhe milega ki ye 2 hai and this is 1, right? So now can you tell me the number of bits that will be generated when you XOR them with each other? So 3s or 5s or 3 will be nothing but 0 1 1 0, right? So in the same way 5s or 9 will be nothing but it's going to be 1 1 0 0, right? Guys, just look at it. 1 1 0 0. In the same way 3s or 9, it is going to be 1 0 1 0, right? So this is how it is going to be, right? तो एक बार ध्यान से सुनो, ध्यान से एक बार सोचो इसके बारे में कि how are we doing this? So how are we doing this is कि I'm just calculating the number of zeros here at this position. This is 5, right? This is 3 and this is 9. The number of ones here, and I can see that if you XOR them up, okay, you can find that the number of set bits are nothing but the product of these two things. 2 0 है, 1 1 है, दोनों का product करो, you'll be getting the number of different bits because that is the number of pairs that will be generated because of this. Try to think about this, guys. Okay, at the end, I'll be just calculating count 0 into count 1. Sorry, count ones into count zeros. This will be the number of pairs that will be that will be set. यहाँ पे देखो, count 1 is 1, count 0 is 2. You can see that 2 bit set हो गया यहाँ पे. Correct. Same thing goes here. 2 bit set हुए. यहाँ पे देखो, count of ones is 3, count of zeros is 0. So at that you got zeros only. Is this making sense, guys? देखो, if a bit is set, ठीक है, that bit will pair up with the bit that is not set to generate a value that is 1. So I'm just supposed to check key how many zeros are there at that position and how many ones are there at that position. If we multiply them, then that is the number of combinations that you will be getting where the bits will be set. Don't you guys agree with that? Guys, think about this. If you multiply this thing, this will tell number of set bits. I mean, number of different bits of all pairwise of all pairs. एक बार सोचो इसके बारे में कि if you want me to write it in another way, ठीक है, तो मैं यहाँ पे वापस लिखता हूँ same चीज को. Like just look at it, ठीक है. तो देखो यहाँ पे count of zeros कितना है? Count of zeros it is 2. Count of ones कितना है? Sorry, count of ones is 1 and count of zeros is 0, is 2, right? So you can see that if you multiply them, you will be getting 2, right? इसका मतलब when you're pairing these things, ठीक है, when you're pairing this with this, when you're pairing this with this, right, and when you're pairing this with this will also be there. But in a way, just try to understand key the number of combinations where the different set bits will be occurred is when you multiply them. Correct? You can see that इस case में और इस case में when 5 is odd with 9, ठीक है, ये देखो 5 is odd with 9 and 3 is odd with 9. Only इस case में set हुआ ये bit. Correct? So that is what you want, right? तो इसीलिए मैं multiply किया तो 2 आए. यहाँ पे देखो zeros का count है 2, sorry ones का count है 0, अरे यार this is O means 1, ठीक है, and zeros का count है 2, right? You can see that वापस ये दोनों का 2 हो गया, right? So if you multiply 1, like when you're doing 5 with 3 and when you're doing 5 with 9, only then you're getting the bit that is set. So you're in a way counting the number of bits that are set here only. So you'll just add it into some variable. This is the code. So I agree that it is on a higher side of understanding the bits as multiplication factors, but that is how it is. Okay? So it's like you have m balls, you have n, like if you have m red balls and if you have n blue balls, the number of pairs that are possible is m into n, right? Same logic है, m zeros है, n ones है, तो कितने pairs बनेंगे, right? That is nothing but m into n, right? Guys, like it's like कि यहाँ पे 3 0 है, समझ लो, यहाँ पे there's only one, like 2 ones, right? So how many are possible? 3 and 2. 3 into 2 is 6. 6 pairs can be possible where the differences is there, right? Yes, that's correct. This guy will be with this, this guy will be with this guy will be with this, and the same thing. This with this with this, and this with this. Don't you agree? Just like that only, right? So the number of zeros are there, the number of ones are there. If you multiply them, then you'll be getting the number of pairs which are different, right? The same thing you're doing it with for each variable. You're just calculating number of zeros, the number of number of ones and number of zeros, right? And then you're multiplying just to check key at how many bits they will differ, so that you can sum them up. यहाँ पे 2 आया, यहाँ पे 2 आया, यहाँ पे 2 आया, यहाँ पे 0 आया, right? You'll just sum them up. Same thing goes here. यहाँ पे देखो, zeros का 0 है, right? Ones का 3 है, but zeros का 0 है, right? So 3 into 0 is 0, right? So you're not getting anything here, 0. Guys, anyone is having any doubt? मतलब क्या चीज समझ में नहीं आया तो if you let me know, then it's like I can help you only that thing. Yeah. So if we only have ones, like in this case, you can see that there are only ones, right? So, but if there are like only ones, okay, in that case, count of zeros is 0, right? So in that case, if you multiply them, okay, it will give a value 0. That is nothing but, like, it means that there is no differences that will be occurred, right? XOR कर रहे हो मतलब क्या है? Like whenever there is a difference, then only it will be 1, right? You're basically supposed to tell the count of XORs, है ना? So that is nothing but count of pairs that are XORs. Count of pairs that are different at every bit. इसको sum करना ही होगा ना? This is what I was explaining yesterday. Guys, ये चीज समझ में आया? I'll go to the next question afterwards. मोहित, लेकिन ये क्वेश्चन समझ में आया? Like ये बताओ पहले ये समझ में आया कि नहीं? Then only we can go ahead. कोई भी just speak up. I know that it might be looking pretty heavy on the first go, right? But again, this is one of the good questions of bit manipulation. तुम लोग को कुछ नहीं बताना है, तुम लोग को XORs का बस like XOR values का like count bits का sum बताना है, right? You can say that 2 है यहाँ पे 2 है यहाँ पे 1 है, right? So you're doing it bitwise. At every bit you're going for all the values to check ki how many zeros are there, how many ones are there. You're multiplying them to know ki how many ones will be there if you XOR them, ठीक है, and then you're directly summing it up. Correct? You're not XORing anything, ठीक है? Like you're just calculating the number of bits that will be XORed, ठीक है? अगर XOR हुआ तो, right? You're just checking the number of zeros are there at a particular bit. ठीक है? This value will tell कि at this bit particular bit क्या हो रहा है, at this bit particular bit क्या हो रहा है, at this bit क्या हो रहा है, at this bit क्या हो रहा है, at this bit कितना zero से कितना ones है, at this bit कितना zero से कितना ones है, at this bit कितना zero से कितना ones है. You're just multiplying them just to know कि कितना bit set हो सकते हैं if at all they paired up, and you're just counting them and adding them right away. Correct? So this is like counting the number of set bits and unset bits at that particular bit to know how many pairs that are different. Okay, the pairs that are different will only give the count bit in the XOR. Right? So this is the code, man. Like this is pretty much the code that you want. Okay, so I can just code it down quickly. But again, like I think strength got dropped. Yeah, I know that there's no need to code, but bro, again, like you should understand how it is working basically. Okay, because this question can be done. This question cannot be done without understanding it. Okay, so guys, like today is the last class. Okay, so I think thanks for attending till the end. Again, like only few people are there. Okay, so it was nice with you guys. Okay, so let me just quickly code it. Then I'll be running for all the values. For all the values, and let me use the value j here. For all the values, I'll be checking at that particular bit. At that particular bit, is the value set or not? Okay, if it is set, then I'll be using count 1. Okay, let me call it as count 1 plus plus. Okay. In the other case, I'll be doing count 0 plus plus. Right. So this is how I'll be writing the code. This is count 1, initially 0, and count 0, it will be initially 0 as well. Right. At the end, I'll be writing it in the sum. Like I'll be putting it in the answer, because the differences here are nothing but the differences here are nothing. The differences, like the number of zeros here, the number of ones here, if you multiply them, that will give you the number of pairs where the differences will occur, right? It's like pairing them up. I showed you, right? M balls hai, M bats hai. Kitne combination ho sakte? You multiply them, right? So I'm just checking how many combinations it will form so that you'll be getting it, right? And after all of them happens, then I'll be returning the answer. This is how I'm going to code. Let me just compile and run. I hope it works. Yeah, Rennie. So we didn't find that question. We got you know, we kind of moved ahead with the other questions, right? So cool, right? I'll share some documents where you can understand that, right? So it's not a difficult thing. Again, just like you did it with the sorted array, right? So here you just need to find that element, which is the first element in the pre-order, so that you'll be getting the left element and right elements. Correct? So in that way, you'll be doing it. So I'll just share some documents so that you guys will be understanding it. I'll share the code as well. Okay, man, I'm facing a lot of issues with this. File and run now. Baapre. Okay, this should be greater than 0, right? That is what I should be checking. I should be checking this. If this thing is greater than 0, then it means that ith bit is set. Correct? So, correct, guys? So this is a suggestion for me. Okay, push yourself a little. Okay, you guys learned a lot. Everything a fan guy needs to learn, you learned everything. Okay. So I'll be there in the module D. I think I'm doing something wrong, man. I'll just fix this code and what is wrong with this? Why am I getting TLE? Doing something wrong or what? Okay, J++. Okay, got it. Got it. My bad. Okay. Let me just see why am I not getting the value. Okay. So let me figure it out and I'll send this code and that code as well, both of them. But this is the core logic. Okay. This is the core logic because this is how we do it. Okay. And I think, yeah, I need to do into 2 because it is both the ways, right? See, whenever one is mapping with one is being this thing with 1 is being paired up with 3, that is also as 3 is being paired up with 1. Both of them are considered different here, correct? So that is the reason why I need to do into 2, I guess, right? So at the end, I just need to do into 2 and I need to run it, right? It's not just the unique pairs, it's the that type of pairs as well, correct? So let me submit and check. It is working. Great. So all the test cases passed and this is how you do it, right? So this is another thing which you learned in the last moment, how you can like find the number of differences without creating the XOR. If you had created the XOR, it would be like very simple for you. But now we are able to do it in big of n time, right? Yeah, it is big of 31n, but it is anyway big of n, correct? So this is another good method which you learned. Okay, you can do the same way total sum pairwise also using the same question in the same way. Okay, try that as well. Okay, so let's end the class for today, guys. It was great. Okay, I'll be there in D module. All the best for your module test. Okay, just don't stress yourself much. Okay, give the best you can. Okay, and just revise whatever. Just go for the basic questions for now because that will be sufficient for your module test. Okay, it's not going to be very hard. Okay, don't be afraid. Okay, chalo, good night, goodbye. Bye, man. Bye, bye, everyone. So I'll send that code as well. I just need to figure out if it is working for all the cases. Okay, so I'll do that as well. And yeah, see you.